today, and yeah, lots of good memories.
Excellent, we'll let you get away. Best of luck this afternoon, and just to bring you up to speed there with the toss, the Essex women have won the toss and they're going to have a bat. So we'll be looking forward to seeing the action in around about half an hour's time. Thank you. The Essex women line up 58, Lauren Winfield Hill. 29, Grace Scrivens. 44, Lissy McLeod. 21, Madeline Penner. 6, Cordelia Griffin. 14, Joe Gardner. 16, Sophia Smell. 10, Eva Gray. 11, Kate Kopak. 8, Esme McGregor. And 18, Abtahar Maksoud. And your Blaze lineup this afternoon is number 23, Marie Kelly. 34, Georgia Elwes. 17, Catherine Bryce. 8, Sarah Bryce. 20, Maddie Green. 33, Ella Claridge. 25, Michaela Kirk. 5, Josie Groves. 24, the skipper, Kirsty Gordon. 6, Cassidy McCarthy. And number 1, Grace Ballinger. We'll start now, folks. So for an exciting game as the Blaze take on tabletop as Essex. We'll shortly be bringing the teams out. Still time to grab those all-important refreshments from the food court located by the Monarch Security Pavilion.
A very good afternoon from the county ground here at Derbyshire County Cricket Club, who are playing host to the Blaze for this Vitality Blast fixture between the Blaze and Essex women. The umpires are about to take the field now, so we're going to run through the teams. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Lucy Hyam of the Blaze. Lucy, do you want to take us through the Blaze team news first of all?
I can. So, open the batting, Marie Kelly, Georgia Elwis. 3 in fine form, Catherine Bryce, followed by her sister Sarah Bryce, who's also going to take the gloves for this game. Maddie Green in next, then Alla Claridge, Michaela Kirk, Josie Groves, Captain Kirsty Gordon at 9, Cassidy McCarthy and Grace Ballinger at 11.
So we've got one change there, Lucy, from my reckoning.
We do. Sarah Glenn is not playing today, which means Josie Groves, the young leg spinner, comes back in to take her place. So she'll be excited to get back out there, Josie Groves.
Yeah, so Sarah Glenn back on England duty. So just run through the Essex side for you, who won the toss and elected to bat. Essex are unchanged, actually. So Lauren Winfield Hill were expected to come out and open the bat as the loanee from Yorkshire, joined by Grace Scrivens as captain, Lissy McLeod, Madeline Penner, Cordelia Griffith, Jo Gardner, Sophia Smale, Eva Gray, Kate Kopak, Esme McGregor and Abtahar Maqsood. The umpires have assumed their positions and the Blaze are sprinting out to the middle now, followed by the Essex batters. Well, the weather has played ball, Lucy Hyam. It was a bit grey driving in along the A50.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Well, I was a bit nervous when I woke up this morning and it was quite wet, but since then it's been very nice.
Yeah, it's quite warm. There's not much of a breeze. A bit of cloud around, but big blue hole above us where the sun is beaming down. So it's set fair. Hopefully we get all 20 overs on each side in.
Open the bowling from the City end number 1, Grace Ballinger.
So as you can hear from the ground announcer there, from the City end, Grace Ballinger's going to start for us with that left arm seam. How do you feel about Lauren Winfield Hill being at the other end, Lucy?
With my Blaze cap on, I'll be pretty happy to see the back of Lauren Winfield Hill early. Grace Ballinger's a good matchup. She's pretty strong through the leg side, 2 stationed out, square behind and a deep mid wicket, but she's been in fine form. 3 games averaging 62 odd, striking at 9 on 170. So these two had a great partnership the other day, so taking an early wicket going to be pretty essential.
So Jasmine Naeem is the standing umpire. She's just gone through a few formalities as the music dims. So Lucy Hyam will take you through the first over.
Left-hander Grace Ballinger is going to come in to deliver the first ball. Oh, and it comes back nicely, but it's played well into the offside by Lauren Winfield Hill for no run. Yeah, it's been a joy to watch Lauren Winfield Hill go about her business at the start of this T20 comp. Revelling at the opportunity to put on an Essex shirt and play some Tier 1 T20 cricket. And she's taken the opportunity with both hands for sure. As she waits and Grace Ballinger comes in again. That infamous gallop at the start. Oh no, she's pulled out and she's touching a hammy, which is never a good sign. She's had a couple of little problems with that hammy. She's got quite a long run up. Physio's coming out here. She takes a little gallop at the start of her run up, does Grace Ballinger. Got a couple of steps in. I think she might be done here. Oh, she's going to try and, knowing Grace Ballinger, she'll try and bowl through it and probably make it worse, to be fair. She didn't look pretty happy, did she? She stopped pretty much straight away, straight for that hamstring.
Yes, you don't often see that straight away, do you? I mean, the teams have been out since about 1:30. Lot of rigorous exercise and warm-ups, prehab, rehab, all going on. For about 90 minutes, we've seen batters at the back of the media centre here warming up in the nets that are off-field. Lots of warm-ups beforehand. So
I think one of the biggest concerns will be Blaze are playing 6 bowlers in this game. So just seeing Maddie Green roll her arms over, I think, in jest to Georgia Elwes stood opposite her at extra cover, but she just bowled some tidy little off spin. So be a big shame though for Blaze. Grace Ballinger, kind of the opening strike bowler, you know exactly what you're going to get. She's really reliable. So I think Kirsty Gordon will be desperately hoping she doesn't go off the pitch here. But saw Maddie Green bowl yesterday. She bowled nicely. So we have got a couple of options. Marie can bowl some off spin as well. So yeah, worrying signs here for Grace Ballinger. Physio's just running through a couple of tests.
Never good to see a player injured, especially in the first over. Such a key bowler, Grace Ballinger. And that point of difference as a left-arm seamer as well, bringing it into the right-handed batters. Is known for swinging the ball in late. And as well, she's on her feet.
I think she's done here. I think she's going to go and pick up her markers. She is.
She teased us there. I thought she was okay for a second, the way she kind of...
See, this is where it gets really tough if you lose someone early, because Catherine Bryce is going to have to bowl. Oh, I guess it's only one ball, but it's going to eat into Catherine Bryce's over now.
But it just becomes a five bowler plan effectively now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think they'll use a couple of overs of Maddie Green at some point in this game. It's untraditional actually, Blaze. We normally play a lot of bowlers. We normally end up with 6, 7, 8 bowlers at times, and to find ourselves with 5 will be a bit of a challenge, I think. It's all right, Catherine Bryce will step up to the mark here. As she does.
As she does, yeah.
As she does. My sister's just put her helmet on. She's going to stand up to the stumps. And instead of some left arm in swing, unfortunately, it's going to be replaced by some right arm in swing.
It's been weird for the batters as well. Lauren Winfield Hill has faced one delivery, and then you stood around for 5 minutes, although you're listening to Avicii, so that's not the end of the world.
Good bangers on so far. Yeah, I think also the break actually isn't helpful. You kind of have the adrenaline of getting out there. And then you're just kind of waiting. She looks all right, Grace, to be fair. She's moving up the stairs pretty well, so hopefully that's a quick test, put some tape on it and send her back out there, even if she can bowl a couple at the death. It's going to be Catherine Bryce in this delivery and swung down the leg side for a wide.
Interestingly, she's come around the wicket. Is this a plan to imitate a left-arm seamer swinging the ball back into Lauren Winfield Hill?
Yeah, I think she's pretty strong through the leg side, but it's often a chance to get caught mid-wicket, and then she comes again. Let's try to pull that, but I think it's caught a bit of glove. So what have we got? We've got short 45, square in the rings, Cassidy McCarthy, Josie Groves roaming at deep cow, and Maddie Green mid-wicket. So I think the plan is definitely target the stumps. Let's see if she'll fall across that front pad early, potentially. Maybe. Wishful thinking. Hey, you've got to be positive. That one does strike the pad, but is a dot ball out to Cassidy McCarthy. I think this is a good plan from Catherine Bryce early, though. Because she swings it so prolifically, sometimes she has to start the ball pretty far outside off stump, but obviously if it then doesn't swing, for someone of Lauren Winfield's calibre, it's just a free hit really through the offside. Then she comes again, nice and straight. Lauren Winfield Hill trying to sweep that into the leg side. Big appeal from Blaze, nothing doing for Jasmine Naeem. But yeah, sometimes she has to hang it kind of at 4th, 5th stump to get it to swing, otherwise it just goes down the leg side.
Yeah, it's almost like an off spinner coming round the wicket when it's turning too much, isn't it? Land it in the red zone and get it to straighten.
Bryson once more. Straight delivery again. Lauren Winfield Hill straight across the line. She give it out. LBW. Just how she drew it up. Catherine Bryce. Looks pretty straight from here. James is putting his glasses on, so I'm sure he's going to give us a review. It's a very slow walk off from Lauren Winfield Hill, so I'm not sure she's happy, but looked pretty straight, swinging back in. Lauren Winfield Hill just trying to pull it across the line. Oh, yeah. It's hit back leg in front of leg stump.
You called it, Lucy Hyam. You called it indeed. It's a very, very slow walk off from Lauren Winfield Hill, but it's also a pretty poor shot from a batter held in such esteem internationally and domestically in this country.
I don't think she's ever going to get value for that shot, to be honest. Because she almost wanted to try and hit it straighter than that into the kind of cow corner pocket with cow and long on out. But I think because square legs in the ring, She almost had to try and take a big risk and sweep, kind of pull a ball that's not that short. Yeah, she just tried to clear it over square leg and it's not connected.
Just wasn't that short.
No, it wasn't there. Always you've got to pull it straighter, haven't you, at that length?
So Lissy McLeod is the new batter. Number 44 on her back, scratching away at the surface now, just checking that guard again.
Yeah, she played well in the rain-reduced game that Essex had against the Bears the other day. Quick fire 44 off 24, so she'll be hoping to continue in the same way as she faces her first ball, and it's a straight delivery just defended back to mid-off. Wow, it's the end of a very eventful first over, James.
Very eventful indeed.
Score is 1 for 1 off 1 over.
Yeah, an 8-minute over. We hope Grace Ballinger gets the treatment she needs and recovers as speedily as possible.
Did you just hear the ground announcer there?
I
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure he just said, at the end of Catherine Bryce's over, well bowled, Catherine Bryce. And if he did, I enjoy that. You need a little bit of positivity, the ground announcer. Big fan of that.
So Cassidy McCarthy, who's been taking the new ball for the Blaze when selected so far this year, is going to start from the racecourse end. Number 6 on her back. She's going to come round the wicket to the left-handed Grace Scrivens. A tact we saw at Loughborough just a couple of weeks ago in the Metro Bank 50-over competition.
Yeah, similar field to what we set there as well, with Claridge stood at kind of a gully, packed offside field.
Bustles in now, and this one's cut away through backward point. There is a hand on it. Is it going to take the sting out of it? Just about, yes. So Scrivens comes back for 2. She's off the mark. First run's off the bat for Essex.
Yeah, sorry, we should just say as well, Charlie Phillips has come on as 12th man to replace Grace Ballinger, currently stood at deep third. Yeah, it took an awkward bounce in front of Michaela Kirk, one of the better fielders in this side, so we'll let her off that one.
McCarthy's in once again, similar delivery. Scrivens misses out this time. Umpire Simon Widdop signals a wide there. Felt like a rough call. We're right down the line of it here. Fantastic vantage point in the media centre here at the Central Co-op County Ground. So McCarthy's going to have to re-bowl that one.
Yeah, she's missing a line here. She definitely, with this field, wants to be straight at Grace Scrivens.
She's in now, much straighter and shape away from the left-handed Scrivens. I love this ploy. I think years ago growing up, you'd get grief, wouldn't you, when you come round the wicket straight away to a left-hander. But if you've got the tools in the box that McCarthy has to hit a hard length and tail it away to the keeper and gully, why would you not do it? She's a bit wide on this one. It's cut away. It'll be well fielded in the circle by Catherine Bryce.
She went for the unorthodox slide tackle there. It's pretty effective. Look at it. Yeah, I think with Grace Scrivens, the round the wicket is a great plan, especially if you can shake the ball away, because she's been in fantastic form, kind of all the way through this season, really. But she is prone to a little waft outside that off stump early.
I think there's also a theory as well that if it doesn't swing and it goes straight on, you're dragging the left-hander across their crease, and perhaps you can fall over one in front of the stumps, and it brings that LBW or bowled into play as well. She's over the wicket this time as McLeod faces up, and that one's cut her in half. I don't know how that has missed.
Yeah, it's a fantastic bit of bowling there from Cassidy McCarthy. Shuffled down the wicket, did Lissy McLeod there, trying to make it into a more accessible length. And it's done all ends up, really, between the bat and the stumps, it looks like.
Yeah, we saw McLeod be quite busy, didn't we, at Hazelgrave a couple of weeks ago in the 50 overs. She's in early today after that dismissal of Winfield Hill, and this one's down the leg side from McCarthy. So right hand, left hand, just disrupting the young opening bowler. Don't see many right hand, left hand partnerships, do we, in the women's game? McCarthy once again shapes this into the right-hander, turned off the thigh pad. It'll be just a single as Georgia Elwis cuts that one off.
Yeah, Jim, sorry, I was just kind of thinking, it's going to be interesting to see how Blaze use this power play now. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Kirsty Gordon pretty quickly, or potentially Georgia Elwis. Just with Cassidy McCarthy, the only one really offering some pace in this attack. See Elwis and Bryce more known for their medium pace. McCarthy with the quicker of the seam.
Shape again from McCarthy, but she can't quite control it. Went fuller, but much wider. So Widdop signals another wide. I'm sure I saw Simon Widdop on stream last night or the night before in a men's T20 game. They get around, don't they?
Who's that, sorry?
Simon Widdop, the standing umpire. I'm
Could
sure
well
I
have
seen
been.
him
I
last
don't think
night.
I'd take that much notice. Might not work.
Player missed this time. Gets the line much better from McCarthy to finish the second. So a couple of eventful overs as Essex are 8 for 1 after 2. McLeod 1 not out. Scrivens 3 not out.
Yeah, good start from Cass McCarthy. When she's in the right area, she's unbelievably threatening. With the length she bowls and the movement she gets, it's just for her trying to be as consistent as possible, especially with the movement that she can get with a new ball. She puts in the right area, it's pretty tricky to face. So
the ploy of right arm round to the right-handed McLeod will continue from the city end.
Bryce is going to come in, Lissy McLeod. This one's back of a length. That's a very ambitious appeal, considering the fact that Lissy McLeod was out a foot outside leg stump when she tried to smash that into the leg side. She's getting some nice shape, Catherine Bryce. Lissy McLeod looking to target the leg side. As Bryce comes in once more, right arm round the wicket. McLeod gives herself some room again, but can't get that one away as it strikes the body.
How would you play this? It seems to have spooked the Essex batters so far.
Well, it's interesting. Lissy McLeod's very strong through the offside. Well, she's actually pretty strong everywhere, to be honest. But she's gone with a tactic of trying to move leg side to give herself some room. I mean, I'm no batter. I wonder if moving offside would be a little more helpful, as that one's tried to swing. She's tried to swing that way as one. But again, she's tried to swing that one away as well, but it struck the pad. Because as soon as you move leg side, you're kind of cramping yourself up a little bit, because it's just going to follow you. Whereas fine legs up in the ring, so she moves offside, and Catherine Bryce misses slightly. She's gone for that approach, sweep shot, half an appeal, dot ball. Fielded by Charlie Phillips, 45 in the ring. I almost think that's a better approach. Going across slightly. I'm not sure about the sweep.
I just think it's high risk. Everything's cross bat at the moment. We've seen Lauren Winfield, Hildy Parr, LBW going across a straight one.
Down the wicket this time, goes across a straight one, big appeal. Not out, and they run one. Going to be given as leg buys. Yeah, I agree. Even that, she's shadowed hitting out to deep mid-wicket. Which, ironically, is there's only 2 fielders out in this power play. And that's where one of them is. I wonder if Scrivens here will take a different attack. Ball will be swinging away from her. Young left-handed batter. Very strong down the ground. Very strong through cover point, but very strong down the ground. The hallmark of her innings the other day was some beautiful straight drives. Kind of through extra cover and mid-off, so. That gully position back in play. Oh, he's got like a fly slip, like a backup keeper. As in comes Bryce, just defended for no run into the offside by Scrivens. Yeah, it's a strange field. How would you describe that, where Charlie Phillips was stood?
It was almost a short, long stop, wasn't it? It was such a straight field here.
First slips line on the ring.
Unless they think she's going to go hard and slash, but it's... Yeah. Will it go there off the pace of Catherine Bryce? I'm not sure. I think it'll go more square, like you say. 3 gone then, 9 for 1. Very interesting start here. Blaze batters, the Essex batters not got into any rhythm yet. Slightly unsettled by this leg theory round the wicket nature of Catherine Bryce. But we've got Cassidy McCarthy with ball in hand now. She's going to bowl from the racecourse end. She's in, and this one's cut away by McLeod. She won't get it through the ring, but they will steal a single. Yeah, I still think you've got to attack straight in the power play, even though Bryce has come round the wicket, look to hit mid-on, look to hit straight mid-off, rather than looking to go too square. They've just missed too many balls and been hit on the pads and the thigh pad going down the leg side, haven't they? Round the wicket this time, creativity from Scrivens as she shuffles across, and he'll just send that on its way to the boundary for 4 runs through a fine leg region.
Yeah, it's not a shot I've seen Grace Scrivens play, but she got into position beautifully there and just helped it on its way. Unfortunately, for any Blaze fans out there, just seeing Grace Ballinger attempt to make her way down the stairs, and she's got changed into training kit, which is pretty ominous signs for her part in the rest of this day, sadly for her.
McCarthy once again, this time through the offside. Oh, there's going to be a mistake here. It's a run out. Dabbed down by Scrivens, called through for the single. Great piece of fielding at Gully. McLeod called through, and she's run out with the direct hit.
Ella Claridge, take a bow. Tried to carve that away as Lissy McLeod. Ella Claridge diving away to her left, sticks her left hand out, and rolls, throws at the stumps. Just looks like it's clipped one of the stumps and knocked the bails off. Fantastic bit of fielding that from Ella Claridge there at Short Gully.
It's all happening here at the Central Co-op County Ground here in Derby. As you can see from your pictures there, Cordelia Griffith skipping out to the middle, but it's Lissy McLeod that's had to depart. Just having a look at that again, but our screen has froze. I don't know if your stream has froze as well. I mean, she played it well. She just ran it off the face of the bat. If it beats Gully, it's an easy single. But great piece of fielding. And the way she was able to throw it as well, when she was on her way down to get back up and throw it was incredible.
Yeah, she moves pretty well for a wicketkeeper, doesn't she?
Just looking at the dismissal of Lauren Winfield Hill again there on stream. So Griffith taking guard.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for Blaze up top. Essex will have been high on confidence, especially their batting lineup after some pretty good performances all the way through their top 5 in that win against the Bears a couple of days ago. Blaze with 2 early crucial wickets. Destructive Lauren Winfield Hill gone, followed shortly by Lissy McLeod.
New batter Griffith shoulders arms to this one and lets it go through to the keeper Sarah Bryce. Plenty of shaping into the right-hander there after the ball had passed the batter, and plenty of carry through to Sarah Bryce as well with the gloves on. McCarthy stands still, mark, and then starts that skip and a jump as she's in. Down the leg side, great take by Sarah Bryce, but very wayward from the bowler. Wide signalled by the umpire.
Yeah, she'll be frustrated with that, Casting McCarthy. She bowled a beautiful delivery. First up to Cordelia Griffiths, and then... I mean, it's the problem in T20 cricket. It's so hard to defend one side of the ground with only 4 players out. Well, 2 out in the power play, so... It's like changing field, one of those mid-wickets comes into a 45 just to give McCarthy a bit of extra protection.
Banged in, and she's clothed the pull shot here. It's going to go straight to Marie Kelly at mid-on.
I think she's just rolled her ankle there. I really do think she's just rolled her ankle taking that catch. Almost like she stood on her own foot.
Oh my goodness, it is all happening here at Derby. Griffith departs second ball without scoring. Blaze well and truly into Essex here, 15 for 2.
Physio's back out again. He's putting some yards in, is Matthew McDonald-Liggins. Looked really uncomfortable with that from Marie Kelly. I mean, it was a pretty basic catch. She just took one last-minute step and her ankle went straight from under her. She's going to be all right, though, hopefully. Can't really afford to lose another one.
Of course, Marie Kelly's been off the park as well with an injury, so great to see her back on the field. Hopefully we won't see you in here for much longer as well, Lucy. You'll be back on the field, but great to see Marie Kelly not in the commentary box and on the field, and comfortable catch, but like you say, just lost her footing a little bit, didn't she?
Yeah, just went straight from under her, but she's Pretty tough cookie, Marie Kelly.
So the support staff and the drinks runners have been pretty quick and busy so far in this power play, with all the wickets tumbling and a couple of incidents so far.
So yeah, they're earning the money. Matthew McDonald-Liggins has been in more yards than any of the fielders, and Anne Sharp, the S&C, is having to run drinks.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Absolute chaos.
Eventful start to this game.
Madeline Penner is the new batter, 21 on her back. She is facing the bowling of Cassidy McCarthy, who tucks her up this time.
Yeah, nice line that. Tough to kind of do anything with that unless you want to take a risk and try and pull it over the leg side. Just cramped her.
The ball before they got Griffith, it just carried on climbing, didn't it? It was a short ball, but once that ball goes above your eye line, it's very difficult to keep it down. That was over, I think, but umpire Widdop had miscounted, and I think he's been walkie-talkie to say that was over, mate. So we are going to change ends. McCarthy has completed that over, 15 for 3 after 4.
And that's the thing with Cassidy McCarthy. She offers you a lot of variability with the ball. She can swing it. She's got good variation at the desk. She's got a great Yorker in her and a slower ball, a couple of slower balls actually. And she's got that bouncer, which every time I see it, I think, thank goodness I'm not stood at the other end. No part of me wants to face that.
I think she's a product of the professional era, isn't she? She's a robust athlete that bowls hard length with some pace on it. She's not just a pitched up swing at medium pace, is she? She's got a few more strings to her bow.
Captain Kirsty Gordon, change of bowler, comes into Grace Scrivens. It's defended back to her. She's bowling a lot in the power play as Kirsty Gordon. These first couple of games, she's been doing a good job for the Blaze. She's looking to take another wicket with her. Then she comes once more. It's slightly short, slightly leg side, and it's swivel pulled by Grace Scrivens to a big deep pocket, square leg, for a much welcome boundary for Essex. He put that away really nicely to Grace Scrivens.
Yeah, drag down there from the skipper. Just gets the score of Scrivens into double figures and starts to try and find some rhythm.
And once more fuller this time. Better length from Gordon. Defended for no run. Yeah, it's not where she wanted to be with square leg up in the ring. She's currently got a Michaela Kirk stationed at cow corner. I think that's Marie Kelly at long on. As in she comes. Scrivens down the wicket, clipped into the leg side. She's run the first one hard. She's going to be the one run. Good fielding done by Michaela Kirk.
Some of the Notts men just walking under our box here, going out to have a bat before the last men's fixture this evening.
Maddie Penner's about to face her first ball of Kirsty Gordon, who's in. Full delivery, defended back again. Fielding done off her own bowling by Gordon. Final ball of this over. Straight delivery. Tried to work that into the leg side, but hit straight to mid-wicket. So good over from Gordon, who goes for 5 off her first over. Essex are 20 for 3 off 5 overs.
DJ on point here at the Co-op, Central Co-op County Ground. It's loud, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is loud, isn't it? Comes straight through the windows. Looks like Blaze are going to be pretty aggressive here. Cassidy McCarthy's going to bowl her third in the power play.
I think whilst the left-handed Scrivens is there, she's going to fancy challenging that outside edge of the bat.
Yeah, it's good captaincy, I think, from Kirsty Gordon's foot on the throne.
Again, shuffles across and just guides that down to fine leg. Long leg comes round this time and cuts it off. They've just changed the angles there, haven't they? They had a very, very kind of wide backward square leg when she targeted that pocket before and it went away for 4, but just changed the angle to cut Scrivens off there. So Maddie Penner takes strike over the wicket this time. Calypso style, kind of back foot driven from Penner. She can't get that through though. You guessed it, Catherine Bryce is doing the fielding.
So she timed that nicely, didn't she?
Yeah, Calypso style.
Like a rocket off the bat.
McCarthy once again, right arm over the wicket, bangs this one in, and Penner will pull it and take it round the corner. Doesn't quite time it, but it's a run nevertheless. She moves on to 2 from 6 deliveries.
Yeah, tidy starts this over from McCarthy. She hit a good line of length so far. Tough to get away. That's the thing, when she gets it right, it's really tricky. She looks very threatening.
Edged from Scrivens, challenging that outside half of the bat is Cassidy McCarthy.
The first one that's found the edge is the first ball they took that gully out of. Which is always entertaining, isn't it? It's very much the way of the game sometimes.
McCarthy once again driven on the up this time, but it'll squirm off the outside edge of the bat from Penner and go down to 3rd for another single. Some more consistency from McCarthy now, just seems to have settled in with that rhythm, hitting her areas, which isn't easy against a right-hand, left-hand partnership. 4 singles off the 5 balls in this over so far. Can she get out the over? She's in now and on the pads of Scrivens, who turns it into leg side, and they'll take a single. So 5 from the 6. That's the end of the power play. Very lucrative power play if you are the Blaze. 25 for 3 after 6.
Yeah, it's going to be a change of bowling from the City end. Well, the 7th over is going to be Georgia Elwes. Had a fantastic start to this campaign with both bat and ball, so Kirsty calling on one of the more experienced campaigners here to get the job done.
Just gone a bit dull here at the Central Co-op County Ground. A bit cooler. Weather just doesn't know what it's doing this week, does it? Had all, well, 3 of the 4 seasons this week.
Don't know whether to take a cap out or a beanie, to be honest, or an umbrella.
We can't complain though, can we? We've had some absolute run fests, haven't we? We've had a really good start to the cricket season weather-wise.
Yeah,
which
it
is
feels
made
weird
for some...
when you feel like you've had your summer and it's June.
Hopefully we've not had our summer yet. But...
Fingers crossed. As Georgia Elwes comes into Grace Scrivens, back of the length delivery, defended, no run.
What's your assessment of the pitch, what we've seen so far?
I think it looks pretty good. Looks pretty true.
It's not 25 for 3 pitch, is it?
No, the outfield's not been the quickest. I see a bit of rain over the past couple of days, but I think the Essex girls just probably got their options a bit wrong at times, coupled with some good deliveries as Elwes comes in. Attempted ramp from Grace Scrivens. It's come right off the end of a bat. A bit of a Q end. They run 1 into vacant square leg region.
What we do know about the pitch is there's been about 140 overs played on it so far. 1 men's blast game and the 1-day international between England and the West Indies. So it is a used pitch, but the standard of county cricket first class HQ grounds can withstand a lot more than 140 overs. So it's probably at its best, really. It's probably what you describe as a day 2 pitch in red ball cricket.
Penner pulls this delivery from Georgia Elwes round the corner. It's going to be 4 runs, not a lot Cassidy McCarthy can do about that one, running around from square leg. Just a little bit short, a little bit straight from Georgia Elwes on that occasion, and Maddie Penner doesn't need a second invitation to climb into that one.
Yeah, just missing the length there. Straight into the arc of Penner. And with the angles of those fields on the leg side, it's pretty difficult to cut off the fort.
Yeah, interesting there's no mid-wicket in play at the minute. It's a pretty conservative start from Essex. That one's driven beautifully back down the ground by Maddie Penner. Slight overcompensation from Elwes, who goes a touch full. Maddie Penner just beautifully balanced, drives that straight down the ground. Straight past mid-off. It's a sign of a top class player there. Gets a bad ball, punishes it. And that's not too bad a delivery from Elwes, that one. And Maddie Penner's just length on it beautifully down the ground. See what Elwes comes back with this. Here she is. Back of a length delivery worked out. Straight to backward point for no run.
Yeah, Penner's looked to do what the other batters didn't do really, which is play straight and late, hit up the ground.
Still got some batting to come with Essex. I'm just looking down the team sheet as Elwes comes in again. That one's punched down the ground from Maddie Penner. And long on does the fielding. I think it might be Marie Kelly out there. End of a pretty productive over that from Essex. 10 off Georgia Elwes' first. There's going to be a bowling change at the racecourse then. It's going to be Captain Kirsty Gordon. Yeah, so it's actually a slight change if we look at this scorecard, with Cordelia Griffiths coming in ahead of Maddie Penner. Got Jo Gardner's very explosive player, Sophia Smale, Eva Gray can all bat. Kate Koppak can do a good job. They've got a lot of options.
Yeah, well, they batted deep, didn't they, in the 50-over game. Got to a respectable score with wickets falling around the Centurion Scrivens, who is at the crease now with Maddie Penner, who's on strike, to Kirsty Gordon, who's changed ends. Tucks Penner up with this one, and there's no run.
I wonder if that's just gripped a little bit.
It did. That's just straight and going to challenge both edges of the bat. I suspect the plan is from skipper Gordon. She is in now. Great fielding by Georgia Elwes. Extra cover. Striking the ball nicely though, isn't she, Penner?
Yeah, she's timing it beautifully. You can tell by the sound it makes off her bat. Coming right out the screws. Just need to give themselves some time here, the Essex girls.
Gordon in again. Played off the back foot this time. Parried by extra cover. They'll come through for a single. As Ella Claridge does the mopping up. So a few field changes now for the left-handed Scrivens.
I'm sure Marie Kelly's loving life right now. She's just rolled her ankle. She's probably a little bit sore. She's running long on to long off and having to change sides every time the left-hander comes on strike.
Reverse swept this time. Great contact, but also a great stop by Michaela Kirk at backward point. So just a single. That was destined to be four, wasn't it? Just get that at foot either side of backward point with that contact, and it would have raced away to the boundary. So 3-run save there. Brings the right-handed Maddie Penner on strike. Gordon in now, floats this one up. Inside edge of the bat. Caught between going forward and going back there is Maddie Penner.
Like a little arm ball that from Kirsty, and it follows you. It really does follow you. It skids on, and you think you can almost give yourself some room, and then it just cramps you.
Change of field now, so Maddie Green's been moved from mid-wicket to short third. Little tempter here to go across Kirsty Gordon, but she plays this one with a straight blade and will get it into the leg side for a single. So just playing a few mind games perhaps there, Captain Kirsty Gordon. Eight overs gone here at the Central Co-op County Ground. Essex 38 for 3. If you're just joining us, it's been a pretty chaotic start. Grace Ballinger opened the bowl in, and we think she's pulled a hamstring, only bowled one ball, had to pull out of her run-up in her second delivery. So Catherine Bryce had to finish that over. She stayed around the wicket, swinging it into the right-handed Lauren Winfield Hill. She dismissed her for a duck from her 5 balls. And a great piece of fielding from Ella Claridge meant that Lissy McLeod was ran out for just 2. And then Cordelia Griffith clothed the pull shot to a short delivery from Cassidy McCarthy. At that point, Essex were 14 for 3. Little bit of recovery on now as they're 38 for 3. And you called it, Lucy Hyam.
Yeah, Maddie Green's going to bowl right on round the wicket. Won't get a lot of purchase, but it's pretty consistent. Stumps in play. As in she comes to Maddie Penner, defended back to her.
Bit of drift though straight away there, away
She's
from the
got a
right-hander.
nice action. We spoke a little bit actually. She said she wants to try and bowl a bit more. She doesn't get much of an opportunity with New Zealand, but she's got a tidy action. In she comes again. Fuller delivery, driven, straight back to her again. Start this from Maddie Green. It'll be interesting to see how Essex play this, because I think they'll be very conscious they don't want to lose another wicket. But they'll also be very conscious that Maddie Green doesn't traditionally bowl. In she comes once more. Oh, Maddie Penner tried to give herself a bit of room and cut that. No contact made. Sarah Bryce does the work behind the stumps.
She's quite flat, isn't she? So she's going to rush the batters, try and get through her overs quickly, and that little bit of drift, try and challenge the outside edge of the bat.
Slower this time, and a bit of an inside edge into the leg side. They're going to run the first one harder, Essex. No chance of a second. Work done by Josie Groves. Just a slight chat here between captain and bowler about what the field's going to be. It's like they're going to have long on, cow, deep square and deep cover to the left-handed Gray Scrivens. It's a prime matchup this for Maddie Green, left-hander versus off-spinner. I think Captain Kirsty Gordon will be very, very chuffed if she manages to take one with her here. As Gray Scrivens waits. Down the wicket, work nicely into the leg side. Again, they're going to run the first one hard. Turn, but again, just a single. Lovely start this from Maddie Green. Just 2 runs off 5 balls. It's critical now she manages to get out of this over. She might end up bowling 4 here. She's doing a great little job.
Is that the off-spinners union rep I hear?
No. Quicker, flatter, Yorker length delivery. Driven down the ground. Marie Kelly comes round from long on. 1 run. Fantastic stuff from Maddie Green there. She wouldn't have turned up today thinking she was going to have much for a bowl, but 1 over for 3. It was a lovely start.
Absolutely. 9 gone here at Derby. 41 for 3 Essex. I joke, Lucy Hyam, but actually spin and pace off might just be the recipe here.
Especially on a used pitch with what looks to be a relatively slow outfield. I think it's especially against the left-hander, to not have an off-spinner is hard work. So it's a great start that from Maddie Green. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes again.
We're going to have a change from the racecourse end. We're going to see Josie Groves for the first time.
This will tell us if it's going to spin or not. First couple of balls here will give us a good indication as to how this pitch is going to play for the remainder of the next 11 overs, I think.
So Josie Groves. Right arm over the wicket, leg spinner. That one does straighten slightly. It's pushed up the ground. Not convincingly by Penner, but it'll be a single nevertheless. Just straightened ever so slightly. Groves is going to come round the wicket to the left-handed Scrivens. Not seen her, turn it sideways so far in the games that we've covered, Lucy, but the pitches haven't necessarily been spinner-friendly, shall we say.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of them have been that conducive to much spin, but she will try and turn it, Josie Groves. She doesn't normally get a bit.
She's in now. Drags this one down. It's not played convincingly by Scrivens, who thick edges that one, but it's cut off by the short third fielder.
A bizarre bit of cricket that, wasn't it?
Rather untidy, wasn't it?
Yeah, not the finest from either player, but on we go.
Another chance now as this one's played off the back foot. Square, driven for a single. Catherine Bryce once again riding the boundary there, doing the fielding. So Penner back on strike. What do Essex do? Do they keep the foot down and try and recover this, or do they just knock it around for a few overs? As Groves is in now, floats this one up. There's a gentle bit of turn, and Penner stands tall and pushes it up the ground to extra cover. No run.
Yeah, almost looked like came onto the bat a bit slower than she thought there, Maddie Penner, from the spinners.
Groves drags this one down. It'll be pulled away in front of square. Catherine Bryce will do the fielding at deep mid-wicket. It'll just be a single. So those 3 boundary riders on the leg side, the insurance policy and protection for Josie Groves.
Yeah, she needs to keep tossing it up here. Well, not tossing it up, but touch fuller from Josie Groves. See if either of the batters want to play a big drive.
Reverse swept, top edge, and a great catch by Michaela Kirk at backward point. Fantastic backtracking there.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything different there from Michaela Kirk. She's a fantastic fielder. She did well to get those little legs running backwards, taking a good catch over her head. Just keeps going when they're top edgy off that sweep. Can sometimes do you, but just did the work early. Took a good catch. Another wicket down for Essex.
Scriven's really reluctant to leave the field there. I think it was more frustration on her part.
Yeah, I think because they've gone through that rebuilding phase. What was she, 19 off 21? So she feels like she's rebuilding, feels like she's got herself in, and then to lose your wicket, you kind of feel like you've just wasted all the hard work you've done.
She just didn't get low enough to the ball, did she? She kind of played half a reverse sweep and didn't quite get low enough to the ball and then hit down on it.
I think you've almost got to commit there to just look like she's in between trying to hit it over. And it probably was there to hit with the bounce Josie Groves gets to hit over the fielder's head, but she's not quite got it, unfortunately, and it'll see the end of her innings as Jo Gardner comes to the crease. Kirsty Gordon's going to bring herself back on, so it feels like a pretty pivotal part of this innings to me now. This will be Kirsty Gordon's 3rd over. Currently bowled 2 overs, none for 8.
That delivery concluded the 10th as well, so Essex are 44 for 4 at the halfway stage. Maddie Pennant is still there though. She's been in some fine form so far in this campaign. 17 from 23.
Gordon in full delivery. Dot ball.
Just looking at the scorecards actually, this is, I mean, she's playing a stability role at the moment, but she's got her run so far this season at quite a lick, so she is the danger batter as far as the Blaze are concerned.
Down the wicket and defending this time is Pennant. Again for no run.
3 innings so far, 38 off 17. 19 off 16.
Pennant sweeping, bowled. Enjoyed that one, did Kirsty Gordon. Maddie Pennant, she's walked down a couple of times trying to hit back past the bowler, but this time she takes on a big sweep, doesn't connect with it. Looks like it's gone straight through her bat and hit off stump. Just watching the replay here. Yeah, straight under the bat almost. She's really disappointed with that one, Maddie Pennant. It's another slow walk off the pitch.
So typically I'd talk a batter up and they get themselves out. Right. The other innings she's had was 27 off 12, so she's got all her runs at a really quick rate, but she's no longer here at Derby as Essex are reduced to 44 for 5. Blaze really on top here as the sun's come back out, shining over the central Co-op county ground.
Yeah, I mean, they're all big wickets in this this level of the game, but that does feel like a really big one. Getting the overseas out, she was going to try and just anchor down for a bit. 17 off 26 balls, and Kirsty Gordon bringing herself back on, taking the prize wicket there. Yeah, kind of stuck between a bit of a rock and a hard place now, are Essex. Do you just trundle along and try and get to 100, or do you put your foot down a bit? Sophia Smells sweeping first ball as well. Missing stumps on that occasion. Because you're looking at it now and you're going against batting lineups like this, you're not defending 100. Smell this time defending into the leg side, another dot ball.
You can't win the game in the power play, can you? But you can go a long way to losing the game, and 3 in the power play, 5 inside 11 overs.
Smell driving. Well ducked by Jo Gardner as that heads down to long on for another single. Very good over from Kirsty Gordon, just 2 runs 1 run. 1 run and 1 wicket conceded. I'll get there eventually. Yeah, do you kind of say, right, well, you're just going to try and give it a bit of a whack, and if we get bowled out for 80, or do you kind of defend your way to close on to 100, knowing you're probably not going to defend that either?
Well, I'm a gambler, so I would say be 80 all out, trying to get 140.
Yeah, right. Well, even if you get 120, you've got something to bowl at.
Yeah, but you're not going to win the game, I don't think. So I think you need to try and get to 140 from here, which is another 95 off 9 overs, which is a serious rate. So
it's going to be slow death with this spin, I think, because Maddie Green's going to come back on.
She's round the wicket, and Smale shuffles across the crease and turns this one into leg side, so she doubles her score, taking her to 2 from her 4 deliveries so far. Gardner on strike for the first time this afternoon.
Just looking at some of these economy rates. Catherine Bryce, 1.5 overs, obviously with Grace Ballinger having gone off. 1 for 1. Gordon, 3 overs, 1 for 9. Green, 1 over, 1.1 over, none for 4. And Josie Groves, 1 over, 1 for 3. Spinning off pace, doing the job here for the Blaze.
Gardner facing up. Just lunges forward at that one. Keeps the Kiwi international out.
She likes a battle, does Jo Gardner. She'll almost relish this opportunity here to counter-attack, I think.
She's down the track this time. Pushes it wider, does Green.
Like the away swing in that, didn't it?
Very much so. Well adjusted from Jo Gardner, actually, to get bat on that, because she'd have missed that. I think Sarah Bryce would have been interested in a stumping. Green sticking with this round the wicket approach to the right-hander. Reverse sweep attempt this time from Smale, but she doesn't make contact with it.
I'm going to be a bit brutal here, as is often my way. And again, I caveat this with saying I'm not a batter. Just think, there's some big pockets on this ground. Just hit it in the pockets and try and run 2. They're both very quick between the wickets. I think there's a high-risk shot round the wicket against the off-spinner.
Slog sweep this time, and it's missed everything.
Blaze have just taken mid-wicket out, so there is a huge gap between Marie Kelly, Catherine Bryce, and Catherine Bryce and Michaela Kirk, all stationed cow corner square legs. If you can hit it in that gap, I reckon there's 2 there.
Full toss, it's swept round the corner, met on the full, it will get to the boundary, so much needed boundary for Essex. They're going to pass 50 as well, 51 for 5. That's the end of Maddie Green's over. She wouldn't have wanted to finish with that.
No, do you know what? I actually take it all back. Don't hit it in the gap for 2. Just sweep it for 4.
But it was a throwdown, wasn't it? It was a full toss feed, asking to be swept for 4. But I actually agree with you, Lucy. Not that I disagree with you often, but
we won't get into that, shall we?
just play proper cricket shots. Yeah. You know, we've seen the power play where they've tried to play 2 square and 2 leg side. We've seen them trying to be a bit too aggressive to the short ball. Mistake with the run out. Just play good, hard cricket shots up the ground, and if they feed you something else, you know, play the ball on its merit. But Essex have been very cluttered with their approach so far, and let's not take away from Blaze some of their creativity coming round the wicket. Some creative, curious fielding positions as well in that. So,
Golden arm, Catherine Bryce being brought back in, right on round over the wicket this time. Jo Gardner tucked into the leg side, well run. For me, that's all they kind of need to do. Chances are, at some point, whether it be 1 in every 8 balls, 1 in every 12 balls, you're going to get a bad ball you can hit for 4. If you hit that for 4, you're going at 8s, 9s and over pretty comfortably. Pretty low risk. And that'll take them up to a better target than what they're currently aiming for. Smale this time. Tries to work it into the leg side, but can't beat short mid-wicket. There's Ella Claridge in there.
it's easy from the box though, isn't it?
So easy. It's easy from the dugout as well when you've got your pads on until you get out there. That one's whipped nicely from Sophia Smale. It's a lovely cricket shot down the ground. Just going to come through for 1. Yeah, it is. It looks really easy when you sat in that dugout as well with your pads on waiting to go in, and you get out there and think, oh, it's actually a bit harder than I thought. Jo Gardner waits. Leg side, wide, signalled by the umpire. She'll have to re-bowl that one, but tidy work done from Sarah Bryce.
The key now for Essex is to get to that 15 over mark, isn't it? With no more wickets down, and then they can have a real dart in the last 5 with 5 wickets in the tent.
Straight to delivery, worked it straight down the ground by Joe Garner, but for me that's all they've got to do. Try and go 5 sixes for the next 2 overs, and then these 2 very good batters that crease currently, so they do have the capacity to accelerate later in the innings. As Bryson Smale tries a ramp shot, running around as Charlie Phillips. Oh, doesn't quite get there, it just bounces short of her. Probably not going to be enough pace on from Catherine Bryce. Through the middle over, she's just going to go off pace cutters.
But it's great questions from Blaze, because clearly the batters are thinking, where can I get runs? And it's creating a really poor shot decision.
Yeah, just defended that one by Joe Garner, brings the end of the over. Well, they're asking the Essex batters to take a risk, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, the big gap is...
And like I say, it's easy from up here, but pace off with Catherine Bryce. She's a medium pace seamer. You've got short third and short fine leg in the circle. You've got to really generate some pace on the ball to elevate it over them. I think that's really high risk. You'd be better trying to hit it over the top of extra cover and trying to access that pocket. And I think that's perhaps why Essex are 56 for 5 from 13.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a hold up here. I think that's Marie Kelly just potentially getting some treatment on that sore ankle. Still looks like she's moving all right. She's must be a little bit sore. She doesn't often field at fine leg in the ring.
Well, she's in the hot seat there at short fine leg now as Josie Groves is back on, bowling her right arm leg spin over the wrist. This one's pulled into that pocket on the leg side. Great piece of fielding there. Catherine Bryce working in tandem with Maddie Green, sliding, picking up and relaying to the Kiwi international.
Yeah, it's good batting though there. It's not a bad ball from Josie Groves, but it's pretty comfortable too, and if she hits it any better, it's 4.
Groves in again, pull shot, same result, but it's going to go square this time. It'll just be the one. Michaela Kirk doing the fielding at deep backward square leg. Yeah, hit those pockets hard is what you're saying, aren't you? And if it's a 2, it's more, it starts to accumulate, and if it gets through, it's 4, and then you really start to motor, don't you?
Yeah, it's quite a long way out there. I mean, Catherine Bryce is a good 3-4 metres off that boundary at Cow Corner.
Groves floats this one up. It's a full toss. Is it going to get over the skipper? It does. Goes over mid-off. It's going to trickle to the boundary for 4 runs. A slightly damp outfield. Just taking a bit of pace off the ball, but it is 4 nevertheless. For a second, I thought Kirsty Gordon was interested in the catch there, but just evades her. So 4 more to the Essex total. Gardner getting going with her first boundary of her innings. This one dragged down, pulled away. Eventful over so far as Essex try and mount some pressure back on the Blaze bowlers. Pulled away into leg side, cut off by, you name it, Catherine Bryce.
Yeah, just struggling to find a length here, Josie Groves. A couple of shorter deliveries and then a full toss that got punished.
Groves in once again, slog swept this time. He's going to bounce in front of Catherine Bryce, who'll do the fielding once again. I actually like this approach though. They've picked on young Josie to target here. And I'm glad to see Essex just trying to put a little bit of pressure back on the Blaze and get to a respectable total as this one's down the leg side and turn round. He's going to beat short fine leg. Marie Kelly doing her best dive in, and Michaela Kirk comes all the way round from deep backward square leg and cuts it off.
Yeah, phenomenal work there to restrict the Essex batters to just 2 runs. So there's 11 runs scored off that over. So definitely accelerated press by Essex, but none of the shots particularly high risk.
And just 1 boundary, so 7 off 5 is still a lot of runs, isn't it, Lucy?
Quite. So Skipper's going to bring herself back in. The ball her final over from the City end.
From the City end, 24, Kirsty Gordon.
Number 24 on her back.
14 gone then here at Derby, 67 for 5. What do you do here, Lucy? Do you get out of this over from a batting point of view, or do you keep going?
Yeah, I reckon you just try and milk this around. Get 6 off the over. So that one's dropped a bit short by Kirsty Gordon, but just worked into the leg side for one, purely because the seam has looked easier to hit. I'm just looking. Groves has got 2 overs left. Maddie Green's got 2 overs left, but I don't know if you're bowling her at the death, which means you've got to go Elwes, McCarthy, or Bryce, who's only got 1 over left. It's Gordon in again, defended by Joe Gardner.
Four fielders on the offside, all in the circle here as well, asking questions of the Essex batters. Can you hit me through the offside?
I actually wonder if that's into the wind as well, just looking at those trees in the distance. As Joe Gardner comes down to that delivery, but can't beat the bowler. It's another dot ball.
And then on the leg side, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. Really asking questions, isn't it? Hit me through on the offside.
As that one's, I think, going to be given a wide. Just missing a line slightly down the leg side, Gordon, on that occasion.
Yeah, hit me through the offside or go across me on the leg side. You can only have one anyway.
Well, that's it. It's a big risk to try and take on one of those boundaries out there. They're absolutely huge into that leg side. Gardner down the wicket, does try and take it on. Toe end into that Catherine Bryce light fumble, but again, not trying to put a lot of pressure on with the running there. It was a bit of an ambled. I'm not saying you're necessarily going to get 2, but you at least got to try and sprint the first one hard, haven't you? You would think. Smale, reverse sweep attempt. Oh, it's gone straight through Sarah Bryce. Not really much she could have done. And it's going to be given 4 byes. Line up for the reverse sweeps. Sarah Smale. Sophia Smells missed it. No contact, I don't think. And it's gone straight through her and the keeper. And run away for 4.
Was it given wide?
No, it was given byes because she switched feet.
I see.
So you lose the leg side. So it's actually a good bit of bowling from Kirsty Gordon, who probably, well, I'd like to think saw a go, knowing that it wasn't going to get given a wide. So that one's flicked into the leg side by Smell, who comes through for another single. And that's going to be the end of the 14th.
It's actually 8 off it, albeit 5 of them were extras.
But it doesn't matter, she's manufactured something there, hasn't she? And she's got her reward, so... Yes, again, the ground announcer, well bowled Kirsty Gordon. Could not agree more. 4 overs, 1 for 13 at the conclusion of her spell. Essex 75 for 5, 5 overs remaining.
Well, as much as I said, keep going, press hard, they've done a good recovery job here without breaking sweat, Essex, but now I do think they have to press hard to salvage something. 5 wickets left, 5 overs left. I think there's licence to thrill here because you've got as many overs as wickets left.
Yeah, well, they're both striking it. Smale's just under a runner ball and Gardner just over just at a runner ball, but you're given some poor deliveries here by Blaze. Just going to have to tidy up as Elwes comes back into the attack.
So Elwes from the racecourse end on the pads of Smale, turns this into leg side. With a decent chunk of that on that one, hit that hard, it'll be cut off by Michaela Kirk, who seems to be in a hot zone today, ball following her.
Don't mind that if it's following her as a Blaze fan, because she is one of the best in the field.
Elwes once again pulled away this time. It's going to find the pocket. Catherine Bryce chasing it, but to no avail. Great contact by Gardner, who pulls that one hard and fast into the advertising hoardings.
Yeah, it's a big pocket out there, isn't it? I just wonder if Blaze can be really brave here and put a mid-wicket in. I almost think that space is too big, and I don't think Joe Gardner's going to start reverse sweeping you.
Elwes. Gardner gives herself some room this time. Powerfully hit through the offside. Well fielded by Ella Claridge. There'll be no run. It's just got gloomy here as well in Derby, so every run will count because the DLS system will favour the batting side in the second innings, especially if you score a quite low score. Banged in this time by Elwes, and it's pulled. She's not got all of that, Gardner, and it'll go down to long on for a single. 6 from the 4 deliveries so far in this Elwes over. Kirsty Gordon coming to have a chat with a bowler. She's trotting up from long off. She's going to stay in the circle, I think. She is trying to just close this over out, perhaps, put a bit of pressure on. Reverse lapped almost, but it's going to hit the pads of Smale. They'll get through for a leg bye. Yeah, I'm not sure about that decision there with a backward point and a point.
I'm just not sure that's the way to be going at this point. I mean, she's hit some really powerful shots into the leg side. And I know it's a big boundary, but I'm sure it's one of her shots. It must be to be sticking with it.
But it was full outside off stump. She could have gone over long off, couldn't she? If she wanted to be aggressive.
Yeah, it's premeditated though, isn't it? So she won't know where it's going to be. But yeah,
Gardner back on strike as always tries to get out of this over. Banged in short, pulled away. Chases on for Catherine Bryce, coming round from mid-wicket. They think about a second, but it's a smart decision to not take on Catherine Bryce.
Jo Gardner looked pretty interested, but Sophia Smale was stood in a crease, not really, didn't like she turned and took a few steps down. But you've got to be challenging two there. Whether you say no, but Sophia Smale's got to be looking for two there, I think. She's 15 off 18. I know it's tough going out there, but if you can't find the boundary, you've got to try and run. You've got to take them on. You've got to take a risk somewhere. This feels like a big moment to me. Maddie Green's going to come back on.
83 for 5, Essex from 16. As it just gets a bit more gloomy and blustery here at Derby.
I'm desperately trying to figure out where the wind's blowing.
It's going across towards the pavilion.
So she will be hitting with the wind, I think, because she's round the wicket. Gardner comes down, hits the pads. That's well run. That was an interesting throw from Kirsty Gordon there. Not quite sure what happened, but that's okay. They've come through for a single. So it is well, I know they're both pretty big. Would you say the leg side is currently bigger? Slightly?
Yeah, ever so slightly. The big pockets here, aren't they?
They are massive. As Smale waits. Down the wicket, sweeping. Oh, Charlie Phillips done really well there. It's bounced awkwardly in front of her. Should have been very worried about her face for a large part of that, but she gets her hands up, goalkeeper style.
Well run though. Well run though.
Yep.
They were on the bike straight away, which puts the pressure on the fielder, doesn't it?
You've got to steal them. You've got to steal them and put the fielders under pressure. That's when you get a fumble. Turn ones into twos. Gardner sweeping, missing. Dot ball to the blaze. Definitely trying to target that leg side. This is Jo Gardner. I think the wind is definitely picking up. There's Gardner down the wicket. Can't do much more than pull that to long on, and I just wonder if we've got a little bit of rain here.
A few spots on the window pane of our commentary box. It is very windy though, so maybe, hopefully, it'll blow over pretty quickly.
Smell, sweeping, bowled. Round the legs on that occasion, I think. And a first wicket in Blaze colours from Maddie Green with her off spin. Yeah, Smale trying to step across and sweep. No contact. Almost yorked herself, to be fair. It's gone straight round the legs. And it's hit leg stump. So that's the end of her innings.
Where does that go, though? If she makes contact with that, where does it go?
But I don't think it's beating 45, because I don't think there's enough pace on the delivery. So I don't know, do you come down and try and target mid-off and know that's your boundary option? There's always a gap in the women's game, because you can only have 4 fielders out. So there is always a gap. So do you come down, try and use your feet? To the shorter boundaries are definitely straight here, there's no arguing about that. And go, I'm going to just try and target straight, and if it's not there, I'm going to hit it into the leg side and try and run 2. And if I can only run 1, I can only run 1. But I don't know if she's getting a boundary there.
I think you're spot on. She tries to hit the black tarpaulin on the stand at the city end.
Well, especially because long off was up for her.
Or you can hit it with a straight bat into wide mid on if, like you say, the lines are not quite right, and challenge the rope there and challenge the 2 fielders.
But even if it beats 45, I'm not sure the outfield's quick enough to go for 4. Eva Gray does work that into the leg side. They're running the first one hard. They are going to come back for 2. As quick in and out there is Jo Gardner. But for me, that's perfect. Because if you do that every ball, you get 12.
Yeah, very good cricket. Very alert and aware straight away. Eva Gray, who's just come to the crease. It's the nicest thing I've ever said about a bowler.
What?
What I've just said then.
What do you say?
I just said she was very alert and went very well.
Yeah, okay.
17 gone, 88 for 6, Essex. Good bit of stability after a very chaotic start, to say the least. Joe Garner departed in that over for 18, but the partnership.
All right, I'm just looking at the field here, trying to figure out the plan. Square legs come up, so Cassidy McCarthy's going to be bowling with fine leg cow corner long on in a deep cover.
McCarthy's in now and
Oh, well, we can't hit that, to be fair, so that's perfect.
nails a Yorker, shaping it in.
Well, you don't need deep square out if you bowl that, to be fair. That's a great delivery first, that from Cassidy McCarthy.
Dug out this time, up the ground for a single. Maddie Green will cut that one off at long on.
Good execution from Cassidy McCarthy there too. Pretty well executed Yorkers back to back to start the 17th over. Again, not much you can do with that from an Essex point of view.
So Smell departed 40-2, that partnership was worth, so good rebuilding. 42 from 6 overs as well, so not a bad rate. This one cut away in front of point.
Good hand from Ella Claridge there at backward point, I think.
They think about 2, but Gardner's sent Gray back there. Again, I mean, she's no slouch. She's no slouch at all, Marie Kelly, but I think they could have gambled coming back for 2 there. Put a bit of pressure.
So in fact, she doesn't look wholly comfortable on that ankle either.
McCarthy in again. Looked like she's bowled a cutter there or some form of variation into the surface. It'll be pulled away and they will come back for 2. Well placed actually between the 2 boundary riders.
Yeah, only needs to be a couple of yards either side. With how big it is out there, it's such a vacant space. She's almost hitting it too well sometimes to run to Joe Gardner. If it came off the inside edge a little bit more, she'd have more chance of getting up and down. That's what happens when you can bat. All comes out the middle of your bat.
McCarthy in. This one elevated into the leg side, but Catherine Bryce is under it and she'll catch it at deep mid-wicket. Ball into the surface, out the back of the hand perhaps, but Gardner has to depart, trying to clear the ropes, but it's a big, big pocket out there. And she has to depart for 20 from her 21 deliveries. Essex 92 for 7 now.
I'm not quite sure that's what she drew up at the top of the mark, Cassidy McCarthy. It might have been a touch shorter than she was going for, but again, it's such a big hit out there as the rain looks like it's coming down pretty hard here. And the umpire's just getting together, but I mean, it's a huge hit out there for Joe Garner to clear that boundary, and Catherine Bryce doesn't drop many, and she was never really going to drop that, I don't think.
No, it was catching practice, wasn't it? She needed to hit it hard. It was there to be hit, but she needed to hit it on the ground and try and go between the 2 fielders, challenge them to try and stop it. Rain coming down even heavier now.
I'm surprised they're staying out here, if I'm honest.
Kate Kopak is taking guard while it's that fine rain, isn't it, that gets you wet through.
Yeah, it looks pretty heavy. I don't think it's going to make the surface much easier to bat on either, to be honest.
It might skid on, you never know, as McCarthy is in now. And, well, Kopak made it look like it's hard to face by playing and missing that one. What's going to happen here now? Everyone's in a bit of a hurry in an orange shirt. I thought for a second they were going to go off, actually, the way Simon Widdott went up to the stump. It's almost like he was going to take them out. But they haven't. They're going to pursue. I wonder whether they're just trying to get through these overs and then get the covers on at the interval, but it is quite heavy now. Catherine Bryce coming back on. Sarah Bryce has just gone and got a helmet, so she's going to stand up. Essex 92 for 7 from 18. 2 remain.
Yeah, this will be her final over, obviously. Only 2 overs left, but because she bowled the 0.5 balls of Grace Ballinger's over, who unfortunately went off injured at the start of the game. As Bryce comes in tight to the stumps, driven back to... I mean, crowd sounded interested, but I'm pretty sure it's a bump ball back to her from Eva Gray.
I should mention Cassidy McCarthy completed her 4 overs, 2 for 22 after a nervy start. She'll be pleased with that return. Yeah,
finished her set very nicely as Catherine Bryce comes in again. Full toss this time, worked into the leg side. They're running the first one hard. Marie Kelly doing the work. Kate Kopak gets back. Good bit of running. Very good bit of running there. I think Kate Kopak always wanted to run 2 at that point. She was straight in and out at the striker's end. Gray on strike. Tries to hit that straight down the ground, but almost inside edges it into her own pad. Dot ball. Catherine Bryce, 3.2 overs, 1 for 8. Hopefully she can round out the end of her spell, as in she comes once more. Slightly leg side delivery, worked nicely off the hip from Eva Gray. They're running hard, don't think it's going to go for 4. It's not. McCarthy comes round and does the work. Another 2 added to the Essex total. Takes them on to 96 for 7. She's played nicely since she's come in, Eva Gray. Obviously Joe Garner and Sophia Smell before that I still think obviously they're going to be a bit short, but they're up near around that 100 mark, which looked a long way away from where they were at one point. Gray tries to work that into leg side, she's bowled. Not sure if it went straight through or almost a bit of an inside edge, but she's tried to take that delivery back of a length from outside off stump into the leg side, and I think it might have just come off the inside edge of the bat. It's just clipped the top of off stump. And Catherine Bryce gets her 2nd of the afternoon. I'd love to tell you what happened, but the live stream's frozen, so...
I can't tell you either because we're blinded at this end of the ground, but it looked like a bit of a chop on or between bat and pad, didn't it? Well bowled from Catherine Bryce, keeping the stumps in play, asking questions of the Essex batters. So Esme McGregor will come to the crease to join Kate Kopak.
Do you want some positive news?
Yes, please.
The rain seems to have relented.
It does indeed. In fact, it's brightened up, hasn't it? I did say that wind was quite blustery, so it's probably just pushed it along.
As quickly as it came in, it seems to have disappeared. Catherine Bryce is going to bowl to Esme McGregor, the right-hander. 2 balls left of this penultimate over. She tried to whip that one into the leg side, just come off a bit of pad, and again, well run. Kate Kopak calling her through.
That's actually
Right, so
over.
the end of the over, I've been... Oh, of course, because she bowled 0.1 of an over. Honestly, this is...
Got done there.
It's not easy, is it? It's making me look silly now.
3.5 overs for Catherine Bryce. Didn't fancy bowling a full 4 today. 1 maiden, 11 runs, 2 wickets. Great return from the Scotland international.
Yeah, ever reliable Catherine Bryce. Just exactly what Kirsty Gordon would like to turn to with a strike ball having gone off in the first over. Just, you know, exactly what you're going to get.
So Georgia Elvis is going to bowl the final over. She's none for 17 from her 2 so far. Esme McGregor, the on-strike batter, has ball's in now and just push this into the offside for a single.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kate Kopak has a bit of a swing here.
It's time to have a dip, isn't it? It's time to entertain us.
Yeah, I'd say she's more of the recognised batter compared to Esme McGregor. She can strike a nice ball.
She wears 11 on her back, though. Is she a left winger or something like that in football, perhaps? Or is it to do with her batting? As Elvis is in now, floats this one up and it's pushed up the ground rather elegantly by Kate Kopak. She'll steal a single to mid-off. Play football?
Did I play football? Yeah. I did.
What position?
I played a bit of everywhere. I liked playing centre mid, but ended up up front before I stopped playing. Full
toss this time on the legs of McGregor, who turns it into the leg side. Thinks about a second because there's a little fumble from Catherine Bryce, but they decide against it. 100 up for Essex, 100 for 8 after 19.3. So 3 to come. this is in now and swiped across the line. This one into that big pocket. They're going to come back for 2 comfortably. Well calculated from Maddie Green though. Just looked a little bit on the slippy side with that bit of rain that's come down. So easily could have been a mistake enforced there.
Yeah, I think sometimes when it comes off the bat pretty quickly as well, you kind of pelt it straight at the ball and almost the ball doesn't run off the ground as quickly as you think. You can get made to look a bit silly.
Similar ball, not quite timed this time from Kopak, but they're going to come back for a second. Kopak's on her bike, but it's going to be run out. Jasmine Naeem raises the finger. They hesitated there. If they hadn't hesitated, I think they'd have got back.
Yeah, I think Esme McGregor's done the right thing there. I think she knew the value of trying to get Kate Kopak back on strike, but like you said, she just contemplated whether she wanted to run through their Kate Kopak, and Catherine Bryce just gave her the extra split second to decide whether she was going to throw to the bowler's end or the keeper's end, and definitely made the right decision in throwing into assist to Sarah Bryce, who takes the stumps. 103 for 9 Essex, final ball. Free hit for Maxud, this one.
Yes, indeed. She can take the role of Robbie Williams here and entertain us.
She's a Scotland teammate of Sarah and Catherine, so I wouldn't be surprised if she gets some chat. I mean, not that Sarah Bryce really gives a lot of chat, but Sarah Bryce is probably more likely to give a positive encouragement than any kind of abuse, to be fair. She's a lovely human being.
Always then ball in hand, last ball of the innings into Maxud, who swipes this one into the leg side. It goes very straight though up to Maddie Green. They're going to come back for a second. Gone to the keeper's end and it will be run out. So just the one added to the total. Essex will finish 104 for 9 from their 20. It looked pretty bleak at the beginning, but they've salvaged something. Is that enough? Had a bit of rain. Could it be get a bit interested in the second innings, Lucy Hyan?
I think it will all depend on the, obviously it's going to sound the most obvious comment, but I think it will all depend on the start that Essex make. Eva Gray's a great bowler and Kate Kopak can do some damage up early. So if they can pin a couple of back, I think it's the middle order of Blaze have been in such fine form. I mean, well, always at the top of the order. I think she's averaging about 52, and Catherine Bryce doesn't have an average yet because she scored 110 runs and not got out in the first 2 games. So if Essex can expose the Blaze middle order, it will make for a better game of cricket, I think. But when you've got the experience of Marie Kelly, Georgia Elwes, Catherine Bryce, Sarah Bryce and Maddie Green, top of that order, they know how to chase low totals, they know how to chase high totals, so...
They do indeed, and as disappointing the score will be for the Essex faithful, you've got to give some credit to the Blaze, who have been creative and they've not really put a foot wrong in the field or with ball. So a recap, Lauren Winfield-Hill had to depart for a duck off her 5 deliveries, possibly slightly unsettled by the sad news that Grace Ballinger had to leave the field after bowling just 1 delivery. We suspect it's a hamstring injury the way she shaped up and was holding the back of her leg. Grace Scrivens steadied the ship somewhat, 19 from her 21 deliveries. Lacey McLeod ran out for 2 from her 9. Cordelia Griffith left the crease without scoring as well for just her 2 deliveries. Maddie Penner looked good for her 17, but pressure from skipper Kirsty Gordon cutting off some of her scoring shots meant she departed just for 17. Jo Gardner with a bit of rearguard action with Seren Smell. They scored 22 and Sophia Smell, I beg your pardon, 22 and 16 respectively. Eva Gray departed for 7, and then Kate Kopak and Esme McGregor at the end with a 4 and a 3 not out, and Abdahar Maxud ran out for 1 off the last ball of the innings. Some really handsome bowling figures. Catherine Bryce 2 for 11 from her 3.5, 2 for 22 for Cassidy McCarthy from her 4, Kirsty Gordon economical as ever, 1 for 13 from her 4. Georgia Elwes slightly on the expensive side, none for 24 from her 3. Maddie Green off spin round the wicket experiment, 1 for 14 from her 3. And Josie Groves 1 for 14 from her 2. So the Blaze will require 105 from 20. It's gone a bit gloomy, might aid the bowlers. We've had a little bit of rain. Again, that might aid the bowlers and be a bit of a leveller, but we do think Essex are slightly under par. We're going to take a slight break and we'll be back with the second innings very shortly.
racing. Dispatched. Oh my goodness me!
Welcome back, everybody. The umpires have made their way to the middle. Everyone else is a little bit casual, but Essex are piling on now, led by Grace Scrivens. Penny, for your thoughts, Lucy Hyam?
Just watching the way that everyone's making their way to the middle. It's very pedestrian. I quite like it when you're turning a low play. People like aggressive run out. Like, yeah, all right, we're still in the game. You got black, you got to fake it till you make it sometimes.
As you say, massive power play for the Essex women if they're going to defend 104.
Taking first knock to the plays, 23, Marie Kelly, and 30.
3 wickets in the power play for the Blaze women.
Glad to see Marie Kelly out there after a little roll of the ankle earlier. So hopefully she's run that one off. Or taped it back together, one of the two.
So, Marie Kelly taking strike. Kate Kopak will start from the racecourse end. We've got a deep extra cover and a deep square leg out there. The 2 boundary riders, only 2 outside the circle, of course, in the power play.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting first over this because Marie Kelly's job is to go out and score quickly.
And she does, doesn't she, when she gets going?
She's fantastic to watch when she gets going.
So, Kopak to start, and Lucy Hyam will take you through the first over.
I've just scalded my mouth on some tea. Perfect, as Kate Kopak is in. And Marie Kelly leaving that one outside the off stump. Wide ball. So, we're going to have a reball, a reload of the first ball of the second innings.
Shape away, though,
Shape
Lucy.
away.
These balls, they don't do much, so do they? We saw Catherine Bryce do duck it in for about two overs, and it just stops, doesn't it?
Yeah, remind me to tell you about the Newbury ball, actually. That's an interesting one. Well, depends what your class is interesting, to be fair, as Kopak comes in once more. Straight to delivery, timed nicely by Marie Kelly, who sets off. Oh, a tidy single. Hit straight to Grace Scrivens on the bounce, but set off straight away. Yeah, and the T20 Cup. Aforementioned FA Cup.
Yes. Not to be confused with the FA Cup.
Yeah, they played with the whole comp was played with a Newbury ball, and the girls were saying, Cassidy McCarthy was bowling, I remember watching it on the live stream, like the 15th over, and it was swinging around corners.
Awesome.
And they said it was like a very different game with it swinging for that long. Because even the 50 over comp, it doesn't really swing for that long. Elwes, a couple of steps down the wicket, beaten outside the off stump, nicked it. Great catch from Lauren Winfield Hill, and a beautiful delivery from Kate Kopak. Elwes takes a couple of steps down the wicket, Just catches the outside edge, and Lauren Winfield Hill tumbling away to her right. And that is a fantastic start for Essex, and just what the doctor ordered for Grace Scrivens, the captain. Be very pleased with that dismissal.
Yeah, we said the Essex women would have to make early inroads, and Kopak has got that ball to shape away. And what a wicket. Georgia Elwys, a very, very experienced campaigner. To get her for a first ball duck is a great scalp.
Well, she's played 2 innings as Georgia Elwys and scored above 50 in both of them, so she's been in fine form, not to be on this occasion.
You put the mockers on her there, didn't you? Because I put the mockers on. Who did I put the mockers on before? Maddie Penner. Now you've just done it on your mate.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. We've had this chat, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the commentator's curse thing.
No, we're abdicating all responsibility on that, but we keep mentioning it every game we work together on.
Yeah, the umpire's just asking Seren Smale. I keep calling it. It's not Seren Smale, Lucy.
It's Sophia.
It's Sophia Smale.
I did that before as well. It's my fault.
And the umpires are just after something here, I think. I'm not quite sure what they want, but who knows? Obviously forgotten something. And he's jogging off to retrieve whatever it is that he requires.
It is mad that though. Smale isn't a common name, is it? We've got 2 professional cricketers out of 120 in the country, and they've got the surname Smale. So
yeah, I mean, I probably need to brush up on my knowledge, but I'm pretty sure Sophia Smale, but she got very close ties to Glamorgan. I'm pretty sure she's Welsh nationality. Obviously, just moved from Western Storm this season. I'm not sure about Seren.
She's from North Wales.
Oh well, there we go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
So Smale must be a Welsh name.
There we go.
I'm sure she's from North Wales.
It's like a geography class in here now.
It is. But this Newbury ball, going back to that, is it the same quality, feel of a high quality Kookaburra county standard ball?
No.
Or is it a flyaway like some club?
It's a flyaway, and I tell you what, it feels like an absolute brick when it hits your hands. Oh my gosh, yeah. It feels like a brick. But they last for a lot longer than the turf balls, which are so expensive. So we've actually just got some for the Blaze because they last a little bit longer. It means that the seamers can run in the nets, and because the nets are so dry for the good summer we've had so far, it just lasts a little bit longer. Catherine Bryce bang on off stump. Good shape again from Kopak, just defended into the offside. And the Essex girls, if they weren't up and about when they walked out onto the pitch, they definitely are now. Prize scalp of Georgia Elwys on her way. With technically the first legitimate delivery of the innings, wasn't it, with the wide first up?
It was indeed.
Look at it. I've switched on now, James. I'm all over it now. I've remembered how to count. Are you proud of me?
I'm so proud.
Thank you. Oh, having a big slash at that is Catherine Bryce and Kate Kopak appealing on her own. Teammates not helping her out there.
I think there was a little wry smile. I know we're quite a way away, but I could tell there was a raise the cheeks and a wry smile from the bowler there.
Yeah. Don't mind it though,
I think they'll have to get up a little bit earlier to get that one
Yeah,
past.
I think it's always a sign when the keeper just tosses it to first slip and throws it back round the circle. Bryce, facing, driving. Or a bit of a misfield, they're going to set off for a single. Again, good running from Blaze. Just took a nasty bobble in front of Smale there.
How hard did she hit that though? For a check drive, how hard did that?
Do you know what? It baffles me because her first step with the front foot is sometimes straight down the wicket. The away swing sometimes makes me nervous. But she just times it so beautifully. It's almost that square cut action she's got with a bit of bottom hand. She hits it hard through cover point. As Kelly beaten again on the outside edge. That's a fantastic first over from Kate Kopak. Beaten the bat a couple of times and found the outside edge of Georgia Elwys's. 3 for 1 of the Blaze after the first over.
I just wonder if that little bit of rain we had, it was only so slightly light rain, has just juiced the wicket up a little bit. We've seen a couple swing away, but the last couple have actually seamed away, haven't they?
Yeah, pretty similar overheads to how it started, to be fair. It might be a little bit darker, but it's not noticeably more overcast, would you say? I mean, I've taken my sunglasses off, so it seemed pretty dark when I did the first over of the first innings, but...
Yeah, I had my sunglasses on for the first couple of overs, and I realised I couldn't see the TV or my laptop screen, so I've put my glasses on. But it seems as bright as it has been since those clouds kind of blew across us with that little bit of rain. So, first ball from
Eva Gray.
Eva Gray. I was
Good
about to say
run in
Kate
that.
Kopak again then, I beg your pardon.
Oh, that was eventful. Eva Gray's nearly tripped over Marie Kelly. Yeah, just a touch straight, almost off the... Oh, it's given leg by, so off the...
Into the
it's been off
thigh
the
pad,
yeah. There's a big space out there. But it's, the bulk of this work for Essex has got to be done by Eva Gray and Kate Kopak. As Jasmine...
He was giving us leg buys, wasn't it? But
Yeah, she's
score,
done well to stand on one leg for that long, to be fair. She was waiting a fair old while for it to be signalled.
our score. That's because our scorecard has put it down as runs against Eva Gray.
Oh, I see.
So they're just correcting that. Scorers in the box next to us as Gray's in once again. It's slightly short and wide outside our stump, and Catherine Bryce will lay bat on ball and squeeze one out on the offside. I think Lauren Winfield Hill is going to put the lid on here and stand up to Eva Gray. Lissy McLeod at first slip going to gather the helmet for the former England international.
Yeah, good from Winfield Hill this, as both bats will try and use their feet, especially Eva Gray nibbles it around just back of a length, so keeping them in their crease with a slip in plays is a good option here for Essex.
Gray once again, full and straight, whipped into the leg side by Marie Kelly. Just the one though, as deep square leg does the fielding. Clinical from Marie Kelly. She doesn't die wondering, does she?
No, she times it nicely as well. I mean, she just flicked that quite nonchalantly off the stumps there. But no, she'll look to be pretty positive. It's the way she plays, and it's how she plays when she's at her best. So
Gray into Catherine Bryce this time on the money, but it'll be turned into the leg side. Mid wicket will cut off. Single taken. So busy at the crease, these two batters for the Blaze.
again, that's frustrating there, because Eva Gray will feel like that's a good delivery. It's not gone far away from, is it Maddie Penner there at mid wicket in the ring, and set off straight away to Catherine Bryce. Pretty comfortable single in the end, so they're putting the pressure on the Essex fielders pretty early on in their second innings.
Kelly back on strike. Looks like there's a roll of the finger over that delivery from Eva Gray. Just pushes into the off leg side by Marie Kelly for no run. Very still here now at the Central Co-op County Ground. Gray in. Kelly.
Oh, shot.
Gorgeous check drive over the top. One bounce for. Gunshot off the bat, that sounded.
Yeah, it did, and it's pinged off. Tried to go a bit fuller there as Eva Gray. Bring the edge of the bat into play, and Mariko is having absolutely none of it. She's planted the front foot down the wicket and whacked it straight back over mid-off's head for 4.
So Kelly spoils that over from Eva Gray, finishing the over with a boundary. 12 for 1 are the Blaze. Kopak will continue from the racecourse end. The flag, the Falcons flag at the city end of the ground is, well, it's not aloft anymore. It's gone really still here.
I think Maddie Penner might be going off here.
Where's she gone?
She's just walking through extra cover. No, she is. She slid on the used wicket end, trying to get the one that Catherine Bryce knocked into the leg side. She's had a long conversation with Grace Scrivens, and she's going to be replaced. There's a couple of niggly injuries here today. Fingers crossed she's okay. She's an absolute athlete in the field, so Essex will want her back on the park if they can. I think Mara Carr's come back on. Traditionally stands behind the stumps with the gloves on, but again, a good keeper. She's going to position herself at short mid-wicket, so fingers crossed Maddie Penner that we see her play another part in this game as Kate Kopak comes into Catherine Bryce. That's wild down the leg side. Not much Winfield Hill could do about that one, if I'm honest. Full length dive, 5 wides. It's really wide, that one,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
you can't afford that Essex with such a low total to defend. You can't afford it any time, really, but...
I almost started wide and then kind of went with the arm a little bit. She'll look to be straight on this Kate Kopak after a very tidy first over. Be disappointed with that one. As in she comes once more. Right arm over the wicket. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. It's a lovely follow-up. Perfect line and length. trying to hit that through the offside is Catherine Bryce, but beaten the bat.
As you mentioned, Bryce has taken an off-stump guard, hasn't she? Big toes are on off-stump line, and Kopak just needs to adjust her line rather than chase it, I think. She's got the fielding cover on the offside.
There's a big gap between extra and cover, so you wouldn't say cover's in a traditional position, as Bryce takes a few steps down the wicket. Oh, and she's pierced that gap. That's going to really frustrate Kate Kopak. It's a good effort by Maqsood out on that deep third-man boundary, but I mean, that's one of the smallest gaps on the field between cover point and point. She's pierced it through that gap. It's a touch wide. She's missing a line a little bit here as Kate Kopak. She shakes her head at Grace Scrivens, whatever Grace has suggested there. Kopak's not having any of it. But she is trying to get Catherine Bryce to play it through that cover gap, I think, with slip in play. I'm assuming that's why the gap there is so big.
Yeah, it's a backward point, cover point, and extra cover, isn't it?
Yeah. Bryce, a couple of steps down. That's going to be given a wide. That did shape from Kate Kopak. Unfortunately, started her line a little bit too wide. Yeah, I just think the form that Catherine Bryce is in at the minute, any form of width is likely to find the middle of her bat. She's going to have to get a touch straighter here, Kate Kopak, almost just outside off stump, and if it moves perfect and if it doesn't, stumps are in play. That's a better line. Top of off stump, nothing much Catherine Bryce can do with that, just hits it back into the dirt. And the fielding done by the second of those, or the wider of those point fielders.
Yeah, mixed bag so far from Kopak. Immaculate first over, removing George Relwis this one. A few wides to start the second over.
Still got 3 balls to come in it, as well as Catherine Bryce down the wicket this time, straight at mid-on, quick single taken. Oh, misfield by Eva Gray. That's good pressure put on the fielders there, but it potentially would have been close had Gray picked up and thrown.
Yeah, that would have been interesting if it was a clean pickup, I think.
That's kind of what I was alluding to, and I know it's really easy to say and harder to do, but it's the pressure that they put on the fielders early. Is if you don't pick it up, we're getting one every time. And coupled with the explosive power of the two of these batters, it is tough as Kopak into McKelly this time, as she's missed the line again down the leg side, and Kelly has just kind of flapped it round the corner to a vacant fine leg region, and Lissy McLeod's going to have to pick that up from the boundary boardings. So just a bit two sides to the wicket here is Kate Kopak, and Essex can't really afford this. Blaze's run rate 9.5, 27 for 1 off 2.5. There will be a change of field here, I wonder. No, they're going to persist. Oh, deep cover's gone out to Marie Kelly. As Kopak comes in for the final ball. Oh, aborted. There is a change of the field. Lissy McLeod coming out of slip. She's going to drop into short fine.
I find that odd because you probably need that grabber there, don't you, to try and
Well,
make
she gets it
inroads.
right. She's looked threatening, hasn't she? She's just unfortunately bowled 2 poor deliveries, which can happen. It's a fuller delivery this time. Whipped off the legs by Marie Kelly. They're going to run the first one hard. Turns and comes back. Good running from the Blaze. Good cricket. Brings the end of a profitable over. Kate Kopak, 2 overs, 1 for 20. And unfortunately, a lot of that damage was done in the over just gone. Always hard to come back from 5 wide. You just feel like you're chasing the over.
Yeah, it was a messy over, wasn't it? She kind of bowled too tight to the stumps, to a 6-3 field, worked into the leg side too often.
Yeah, when she got it right, though, she bowled that one ball that beat Catherine Bryce on the outside edge, and she looked well and truly in the game. Right. Time for the captain to have a go.
Blaze 29 for 1 then, after 3, in pursuit of 105. And as Lucy Hyam says, it's time for the captain, the off-spin of Grace Scrivens. How far's Grace Scrivens off an England call-up, Lucy? We've seen a lot of her this year so far.
Oh, probably not far away.
Of course, she was captain of the 19s, scored a couple of years ago in that inaugural Women's Under-19s World Cup.
I mean, it's going to be tough for her to break in currently, opening the batting with Jonesy and Tammy going good guns at the top of the order.
She's in and Bryce is up the crease, bunting it to mid-on for no run. once again bangs this in, and it'll be pulled away by Bryce. She hasn't got all of it, but she's managed to get it past mid-wicket. Oh, great piece of
Joe
fielding.
Gardner.
Oh, nearly a great piece of fielding. That was a teaser from Bryce. It beat mid-wicket. Long on didn't look in the picture, or mid-on didn't look in the picture, and mid-wicket's come all the way round and has tried to claw it back, but it was in vain. So 4 more to Catherine Bryce.
Yeah, I'm glad she's got back up there, Joe Gardner. She's a jet in the field, fantastic athlete. She's just dug her knee into the ground there, but she popped herself back up.
Scrivens once again, this time back cut from Bryce. It's going to bounce over, backward point. It's going to be 4 more to the Scottish international. So Bryce getting going here. Scrivens with a bit of a mixed bag to start.
Yeah, a bit quicker and flatter through the air, Grace Scrivens, than some other spinners, especially if you compare it to the likes of Kirsty Gordon. Completely different bowling styles, but I think here you've got to be a bit braver and toss it up a bit and go, you know what, if I'm going to get sent over the ropes, I'm going to get sent, but you've got to try and take wickets. I'm not quite sure here how she's trying to take wickets.
Well, change attack. She's going to come round the wicket to the right-handed Bryce, who's 16 from her 13 deliveries so far. Just a deep mid-wicket out on the boundary on the leg side, and she's fed that square drive that we've seen played so many times by Catherine Bryce. She can't get it through the field though. Cordelia Griffith cutting it off.
She's done well there, Griffiths. There's a nasty bounce in front of her at backward point.
Scrivens in again, and little shuffle from Bryce, who then dabs it into the offside for no run.
I think that had the intentions of getting sent straight over mid-on's head there, and she got down to the pitch for it and thought, oh, maybe not. I'll just treat that one with a bit of respect. It's like a bit of a game of cat and mouse at the minute. A few fielders moving about.
Scrivens in once again, shuffled across and swept by Bryce. She can't get it past that short fine leg fielder. Lissy McLeod doing the fielding there. So that's the end of the 4th. Blaze 37 for 1 in pursuit of 105. Blaze require 68 more runs to win. We're well placed here. If you join us late, Elvis has departed. First over, first legitimate delivery of the innings actually, for a duck, nicked off by Kopak through to the wicketkeeper and Loney, Lauren Winfield Hill. But Kelly and Bryce have looked so far so good. Look at that, rate required 4.2, current rate 9.2, 5 runs ahead of the asking rate.
But this is Esme McGregor from the racecourse end, and at the top of this match she was the Vitality Blast leading wicket taker. 3 matches, 10 overs, 9 wickets at an average of 9.1. She starts with a wide. I just need to start speaking about people, I think. Every time I mention something, people bowl a wide or people get out. Like I'm doing the female game a disservice. But she is going to have to bowl that one again.
I think that was a bit rough, you know, because Kelly did waft at that, and I just wonder whether she covered the line of the ball and whether that should be a wide or not.
That's a buzz game, isn't it? McGregor in, straight to delivery, hit hard down the ground, catch should be taken, is taken by Smale, that is, at mid-off. Fuller delivery from McGregor, and Kelly tried to hit that, I think, over mid-off's head, but didn't quite get it, and she's pretty disappointed with that, Kelly. It was almost there to go, but good sliding catch from Smale, who clings on. Second wicket for Essex, Kelly gone for 12 off 8.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed, Marie, but equally, that's the way she plays. It's where her strength is. You do often see a nail one at head height to mid-on and mid-off, don't you? And offer the catch, but you also see her often hit that ball straight over the head of mid-off and mid-on, and as we've seen in the previous over. So, tough one for Marie Kelly to take, but for all the good shots she plays, you've got to accept a bit of risk and reward playing that way. So, plays 38 for 2.
Yeah, I also think it's the right option, right? It's a short boundary, she's had good success doing it. If she'd have tried to hit it over Cal Corner's head and been bowled, you'd probably say, well, was that really the right option? But
absolutely. Which is what we've seen in the Essex innings, really, wasn't it? Some cluttered thinking with some of the shot selection. So you can live with it. It's not a coach killer.
No. gone out there and done a job there, Marie. That is the way she plays, and it's the way she gets asked to play in this Blaze group. So
Esme McGregor makes inroads in her first over.
Bryce sisters together. Sarah Bryce about to face her first ball. McGregor in. Oh, it's beating the outside edge. A lot of foot movement there from Sarah Bryce. I've just looked at the Bears Somerset score. Bears got 172 for 9 off their 20. Laura Harris.
How many?
Quite destructive. 77 off 34. Striking at 226. And she got run out. So it's just a tough day out. Bryce facing. Works into the leg side. No run taken.
Tidy start here from McGregor, but for that wide first up. Really tidy start, and she's getting a bit of shape off the pitch. She's not quite had the start to the season as Sarah Bryce that she would have liked. So
No, she just needs to be really straight to McGregor here. And that's a bit wide, and that's hit over. In comes Jo. Oh, she's done well in the end. Jo Gardner. She took a bit of a funny bounce and nearly went straight past her, but she's done well. Yeah, she's...
fits and starts, hasn't she?
Yeah, she hit 95 odd in the County Cup game against Kent. It looked unbelievable. It's just the first couple of balls. She tends to stay quite leg side of it. So if you do get a little bit of a way shape, it can bring that outside edge into play. But they bat very well together, these two. Know each other's games well as Catherine Bryce faced this delivery. Shuffles down. Oof. Not sure if she opened a bat on that one or it was an outside edge, but it's beat third and point, and that's raced away to the boundary as well. Another forward to Catherine Bryce's name. Does that benefit the doubt, open the face, or Nick?
No, I'm in the bowlers union for this one.
Okay. Oh, that makes a change. Welcome to the dark side.
It does, yeah. I think it's just good bowling from McGregor, and she's actually done Bryce there by shaping it away and induced a false shot, but Bryce was able to check the drive and control it ever so slightly. And
Final ball of this over. Bryce slashes that to deep cover. Gardner again in the action out there. Picks up and throws it in. And end of the over, 44 for 2. Blaze needing 61 to win.
I think, to be fair to Catherine Bryce as well, you create some of your luck, don't you, by the way you play. She's come at the ball. She hasn't looked to overhit it. So if it comes off the outside half of the bat, so what? But, you know, as our colleague that was in the box before, David Fletcher, said to us, he says to me often, you know, moral victories, what are they? You know, they don't count for anything. So I'm back in the batters union pretty quickly there, wasn't I?
Yeah, you're straight back in. It was nice to have you for, what, 30 seconds? Blinked and you were gone again.
I've not paid my membership, so I took the free trial and then
you've cancelled it straight away. It was almost like you accidentally pressed on the free trial. You didn't even subscribe to it, did you? Oh, Catherine Bryce is one run away from equalling the high score of the Essex batters.
Eva Gray then, from the City end, ball in hand, passes the umpire now, right arm over the wicket. On the money this time, as Bryce turns that one into the leg side for no run. Amara Carr doing the fielding there. Wicket-keeper not selected today. Fielding at mid-wicket, very straight mid-wicket. Gray's in again, offers a little bit of width, and Bryce tries to dab that one, and Winfield Hill up to the stumps, takes that one behind the wicket. I should say Catherine Bryce on strike.
It's Brycey and then Sarah. Saz, yeah. That's because Sarah's quite mouthy when you're trying to shout it across a cricket pitch. And if you shout Brycey, they both turn around.
Square cut this time. Looked like a roll of the fingers there from Eva Gray on that one. But it's well cut off by Esme McGregor at backward point. This weather just doesn't know what it's doing, does it? Absolutely gorgeous out there again now. I'm squinting.
You have to put your sunglasses back, or you can't see your screen.
I can't see anything else then. No, that's the problem. Gray in once again, bangs this one in, and Bryce stands tall, and Amara Carr will do the fielding at that straight mid-wicket position.
It's a great line and length out from Eva Gray. She's cramping Catherine Bryce up, who we've seen early on in this innings wants to cut, wants to give herself a bit of room, but not much doing if she can hold that kind of off-stump line. It's a great over so far.
Eva Gray in again, back cut. Great piece of fielding there from Kate Kopak.
That is clutch. That is absolutely clutch. She bowled 4 beautiful deliveries, Eva Gray, and then gone short and wide. 4 written all over it. And Kate Kopak pulls out a superb dive and saves 4.
She's great at manoeuvring the ball, though, Catherine Bryce, isn't she? The way she manoeuvres the ball, doesn't overhit it. She's changed the angle on a ball you think would go to Esme McGregor at backward point, instead of ran it even finer.
She moves her feet really subtly, kind of offside, leg side, and she's got a unique skill of being able to open and close a blade. She can access pretty much anywhere on the offside, which is a talent.
Graham once again, this one turned into the leg side. Will be cut off at deep mid-wicket by Joe Gardner, who seems to be in the action almost every ball. So that's the end of the power play. 6 gone. Blaze 45 for 2 in pursuit of 105.
Umpire waving his arm, signalling the end of that power play.
We're going to see some left arm spin.
We are. I tell you, we've been treated to the left arm spin today, haven't we?
Absolute gold dust if you've got one of them in your team.
It's going to be Sophia Smale from the racecourse end. She's just trying to sort out her field with Captain Grace Scrivens. And she's gone for a deep cover. And they've only gone 2 out. No, they've gone 3 out. I lied to you all. Deep cover, deep square, deep cow. Mid-wicket, very close in there. Really trying to squeeze here. Oh, Essex. Oh, cancel. They've sent long on out.
I was about to say, that's good. That's a good option, isn't it?
Yeah,
to try
I
and
wonder.
squeeze.
I wonder if they'll give Catherine Bryce one here and try and squeeze Sarah. Smale in, Bryce, reverse sweep, first ball. Just gets enough on it to run through for a single. I would be surprised too if they leave the 4 out.
So Lucy,
Oh, this is bizarre to me.
when you can, talk us through the difference or the change up from Smale, because she now runs from in front of the umpire.
Sarah Bryce, leading edge, just going to drop short. Sorry, just before we go on to that, this is interesting here, because obviously Lauren Winfield-Hill's got a lot of experience captaining, and she wanted that long on-fielder up, and Grace Scriven said no. So that's interesting. Full of delivery, driven nicely through the offside. They're going to run hard here, but Joe Gardner's got a fantastic arm. Yeah, good luck running 2 on that one. Yeah, she used to bowl behind the umpire, and I'm not joking, she used to bowl off 24 yards.
Right.
I don't even think I could get the ball down the other end without bouncing 3 times from 24 yards. And she's now kind of gone for this Sophie Eccleston approach of starting in front, shortened the run-up, as Catherine Bryce is cutting that off the stumps for 1. It looks a bit more rhythmical to me.
I really like her as a bowler. She's got that nice tall release point, so she's going to generate bounce as well as turn when she gets it right. We are blessed with some great spinners in this country at the moment, aren't we?
Into Sarah Bryce's Smale. Dot ball to extra cover. I think it also allows her to angle her run up more. Because as a left arm, and you see a lot of off spinners kind of going round and through between the umpire and the stumps, but it allows her to go a bit wider on the crease and angle that ball in. It's just crucial in T20 cricket as Sarah Bryce pulls that to long on. Because it allows her to kind of come wide and then really kind of dart in and change her pace, but keep the stumps in play. Especially on these wickets we're playing on now, you're not going to get a lot of grips. So stumps in play is you're targeting kind of 30-40%. I mean, anything over 30% is a good effort. If you can get a 40%, you're doing pretty well. So probably the numbers that Smale's looking at. Spin heavy now as Maksood's going to come on from the city end. Some leg spin.
So 7 gone, as you can see on screen there. 49 for 2. 7 sevens are 49, so run rate bang on 7. Slightly slowed down, but we've come out the power play. Abdahar Maksood then from the city end.
Battle of Scotland, this.
Just a bit.
At the crease.
Maksud is in now. Ball in her leg spin. It's going to be cut away to Cordelia Griffith in the deep. Just the single taken. Maksud with 18 on her back, fizzing the ball between one hand and the other, just trying to get a bit of rhythm, bit of feel of that ball in her fingers. As Catherine Rice is back on strike, she laps this one, reverse, an appeal for leg before.
I think it might have come off a glove there, if I'm honest.
Turned down by Jasmine Naeem, who then signals to the skipper that it came off the glove. So Lucy Hyam, you have got outstanding eyesight from up here.
I am a genius. I would be the world's worst umpire though, so can't have everything.
Excuse me. Clear my throat there.
I love the attempt to turn your mic
Yeah, I
off.
was trying to mute myself. I do
It's what one would
apologise.
call an A for effort, I think.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Maksud then to bowl to Sarah Bryce, her compatriot. Floats this one up, driven beautifully through cover, and Griffiths will do the fielding once again. Seems a little bit easy so far from what we've seen here from Maksud.
I'm surprised at the long on out, especially against the leg spinner. Like if Catherine Bryce wants to run down here and take her over long on.
This one turned into leg side by Catherine Bryce, another single. So 4 singles from 4 balls so far in this Maksud over. Just looks like she's slightly bowling within herself, not like she's trying to give it a rip, as leg spinners tend to do.
I think that's the problem when you're defending a low total. You've got to be really clear on what your role is. Is it to defend and take wickets at the other end, or is it to take wickets?
Full and straight and pushed up the ground this time from Sarah Bryce. 5 singles from 5 balls.
But I agree, this is way too easy.
It's friendly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite pleasant out there.
Maksud in again.
Oh.
Looked like an attempted googly, that one, the way it came out the side of the hand.
It was a missed stumping, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hit to the ground by Catherine Bryce and then popped up to Lauren Winfield Hill, I think. And
I didn't realise she hit it. It's that.
Yeah.
In which case, it'd be very harsh to call that a missed stumping. Sorry, was.
but a dot to end the over. 8 gone. Blake's 54 for 2. And Abtahar Maksud, of course, wears the headscarf due to religious reasons, which reminds me, just to wish any viewers celebrating Eid a very happy Eid, or Eid Mubarak, as you would say. So I hope everyone celebrating enjoys that over the weekend. Esme McGregor to continue.
Yeah, ringing the changes is skipper Grace Scrivens. It's going to be McGregor's second over, currently 1 over 1 for 7. Sarah Bryce stands tall and waits, steps across the stump. It's going to be a wide, and they're going to run. It's going to be 2 to the total, and she's going to have to re-bowl that one. Just a little untidy in the power play, and just slightly out of it. It's just been some good balls coupled with a couple of extras here and there. 10 extras. Oh, cancel. 12 extras in 8 overs. Essex can't really afford. Bryce works that off her legs. Run the first one hard, but not much chance of 2 there to Cordelia Griffiths. Oh, who throws it way over Lauren Winfield's head.
That's a rocket.
Yeah, she's got a good arm. I was actually watching. Lauren Winfield's had some terrible throws to deal with. I don't think she'll be that appreciative, to be honest. Kate Koppak doing the backing up, so just 1 of that Esme McGregor delivery.
And what makes it worse is, I mean, Lauren's a nice person, but senior player, you probably get a bit of grief, don't
Yeah,
you?
you don't want to be doing that. Short ball, pulled. Oh, it's a fantastic cricket shot. Absolutely dispatched. Saw the length so early, did Sarah Bryce. Almost that new era front foot pull shot. She's just dispatched it through mid-wicket, really. It's come off about like a tracer bullet.
Yeah, great contact there from Sarah Bryce. And that's just got her going, hasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like she needed that. It really is one of her strengths. the pull shot. She hits it so hard. She faces McGregor again. Another short ball. Similar result. Hasn't quite got it quite as well, but nothing Griffiths can do about that out there. Again, pulled a long way in front of square, just picking up that length so quickly. And I think that's going to elicit a change in the field here. I'm actually not sure it needs a change in the field. I think it might call for more of a change in length. What do you think, James?
Yeah, absolutely. Esme McGregor's first over was fantastic, shaping it away, picked up the wicket. She's just gone to this bang it into the pitch mode without the correct field, although she's got the field change. But really, it's come about through bad bowling. So she's got a fine leg, a deep backward square leg, a deep mid wicket, and then Eva Gray's going to stay in the circle at mid on. That's Lissy McLeod's at straight mid wicket, so that's the 5 on the leg side.
Sarah Bryce waits again. Oh, that's a fantastic cricket shot. Joe Gardner chasing around, does fantastically well at deep cover. Great arm in. Blades have run well and got 2. Just opened the blade on that, Sarah Bryce, and slashed it over point. Probably not where McGregor wanted to bowl after just putting Cow corner out, but...
No, it was great batting and fielding, wasn't it?
Just opens the face, doesn't she, so well.
But still bizarre bowling, really.
Well, I thought the first ball, she actually went intentionally short as almost a bouncer plan, just for one ball, just to test it out. Inches once more, Yorker. Well bowled. Dot ball. Not much Sarah Bryce can do about that one. Yeah, and then she followed it up, and I thought, oh, maybe it's an accidental short ball, that one. But nothing wrong with the last delivery. Full, straight, at the stumps, out the toes. Final ball, and McGregor's over. Into Bryce. Oh, it's a beautiful delivery. Looks like it swung back in, and Sarah Bryce has tried to drive that back down the ground, and she's been done all ends up. And fast bowlers delight that. Middle stump, peg back. She's come back through the gate, I think.
Yeah, shaped in to Sarah Bryce there. Throws her head back in disappointment. Do you know what's done her there? Is the licorice all sorts of it.
It's hard. It is hard.
You know, no disrespect to McGregor, because we talked her up, actually. I think she's an exciting bowler. Has shaped the ball away and shaped the ball in, and not many bowlers can do that, so that's really encouraging. And she's not afraid to bang it in. She got something out the surface, albeit she perhaps got her plans wrong. But I actually think that, you know, that one bowler in a club net that'll bowl you a wide down offside and then a wide down the leg side, then bowl you an absolute seed and knock you over.
Yeah.
That's what that over felt like.
Well, it's the first one since Kate Kopach's second over that's done anything off the pitch or in the air, so would have been a surprise to Sarah Bryce. You probably saw one pitched up with the 2 straights up and thought, I'm going to bang this back over her head, but instead sees a middle stump peg back. So Maddie Green comes to the crease. The New Zealand overseas, very experienced in the middle order. Good person to come out at this stage of the game. She's going to join Catherine Bryce, who's going steady, 27 off 30.
Maqsood is going to continue. 67 for 3. Blaze from 9. Just gone past 10 past 5 here.
Just to say, Sarah Bryce made 16 off 15 before being dismissed.
2 fours in 17 minutes. Maqsood then, right arm over the wicket from the city end, floats this one up to Bryce. The compatriot shuffles down and drives it up to long off for no run. Maqsood in once again, and this time the kitchen sink thrown it by Catherine Bryce. She's going to squeeze it between mid-wicket and mid-on. It will not go for 4 though, as it's cut off by deep mid-wicket who runs round. Is that Joe Gardner again?
Yeah, I hope she's got a GPS turned on, Joe Gardner. She'll be absolutely loving it though. She's an absolute workhorse. She'll be loving it out there. She's one of those fielders that she always wants to be in the game, have the ball come to her. So she'll be pretty happy putting some yards in out there.
2 more to Catherine Bryce then, as Maqsood's in again, and Just giving herself a bit of width this time, does Bryce. Can't quite get the cut away. Maxud in, and this time reverse swept by Bryce. Gets great contact on it, but can't quite get the angles right to get it past Esme McGregor at that short third region.
What it does bring, though, is a change in field with short mid-wicket coming into bolster that offside. There's that massive gap now into the leg side, and I think these two are sensible enough. Catherine Bryce will be able to pick that spot and run hard. Although it is Jo Gardner out there, so she might be a bit tired, though, from all the running she's done so far.
Maxud in again. She goes straight to Catherine Bryce, and she will hit that pocket hard. They run the first one relatively quickly, but straight into the hands of Smale. She'll cut off, so it's just the single. Just find it bizarre she went so straight then, because it's just an easy single, isn't it? Got to build pressure, got to create dots, got to take wickets.
Thing is, as soon as you get rid of that mid-wickets, but as a leg spinner, I guess you're hoping that you bowl the right length, they go across it, and it brings the leading edge into play. But it's so hard to defend. Like, it's such a big gap out there. And actually, Smells done well to only let them run one.
So the Aucklander, Maddie Green on strike, first delivery coming up now. It's a full toss that is reverse lapped, and that is 4 easy pickings for the Kiwi. Lucy Hyam signalling it, no ball next to me. What do you think?
Oh, it looks close.
Yeah.
Just watched it on the replay, it's not been given, but...
Not given, so that's the end of the 10th. 74 for 3, the Blaze.
Tell you what, I reckon that's the worst delivery that you can get when you stand to reverse sweep, because you've premeditated it. You stood there thinking, right, if it's outside leg, I'm going to drag it through cover. If it's straighter, off stump, I'm going to try and hit it behind third. And then you get a full toss, and you almost panic. And you think, well, what am I going to do with that? She's done well to put it away for 4 and not hit it straight at the fielder.
Maddie Green didn't panic though, did she? She
No,
just
I think that's the difference in our cricketing ability, to be honest.
Yeah, she just guided it, didn't she? Very smart cricketer, savvy.
Yeah, she's a very, very good player, is Maddie Green. She's been a great asset to our group.
Sophia Smale then is going to continue from the racecourse end.
None for 4 of her 1 over so far is Smale. As in she comes, Catherine Bryce down the wicket. Over mid-off's head, Eva Gray running back. I think she's going to reel it in. Oh no, she didn't. Close to pulling out a dive and then thought better of it right at the end. So Catherine Bryce just toying with the field now. She just trotted down the wicket and bopped Sophia Smale straight back over mid-off's head.
Well, this is her experience, isn't it? Mid-on and mid-off are up. Essex are trying to create pressure, build something.
Yeah, I think
Catherine
also...
Bryce just goes, well, I'm going to knock it over your head.
I think sometimes it's one of those games where if you start just patting it about, it can get you in trouble. As if it's being positive, it's working for you. As down she is again. Oh, that might be straight up. Oh no, it's gone overhead. Straight down the gap from Catherine Bryce. 1 bounce, 4. For a minute, that looked to me like it had gone straight up. But it was, I mean, you can't put a fielder there. Straight back over the bowler's head, and Catherine Bryce has decided to put her foot down and get this done.
Yeah, because it was a check drive, it almost for a second looked like it went straight up, but it did get the distance actually. It was only a metre short of...
didn't it, down the ground?
A metre short of the rope.
She didn't look like she hit it really hard. Long on's come back to the boundary as that one's worked off the hit by Catherine Bryce. Amara Carr in pursuit restricts them to 1. So 9 off 3 balls so far in this Smale over. Slight change in field. Lauren Winfield Hill's doing a lot of waving at Sophia Smale, who doesn't look that interested. I think they're trying to decide whether to bring cover up to Maddie Green. Currently got Karen Square out, mid-on's come up, and cover is going to come up. So I like this from Essex. I'm going to put the squeeze on Maddie Green. She's bowled tidy lines as Sophia Smale. She's not missed the stumps much, so it would be a bit of a risk for Maddie Green to carve this through the offside. Smale in, Green down the wicket. Just tucked off the leg. I think she wanted to try and hit that straight, did Maddie Green. Adjusted well, comes through for a single. She's 5 off 2. Catherine Bryce just carries about her work. 2 balls left and smells over. In she is. Catherine Bryce cutting. Ooh, thought about running, got sent back. Wisely so, it was hit straight to the fielder. I think Maddie Green sent her back there. Smart. Smell will be looking to get out of this over now. Final ball. So Catherine Bryce, who just defends that with some respect. And of a good over for the Blaze. Couple of boundaries and then just knocked it about. Rate required is 2.3.
Yeah, very academic now,
game.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Very academic. Plays 84 for 3 from 11, 9 remain, 21 required for the Blaze.
Still think Bryce and Green keep going here. There's enough batting in the deck. Still got Claridge, Kirk, Gordon can bat, Josie Groves can bat. I do think it's one of those games when you're chasing a low total, you've almost got to add 20-25 on and try and chase that, because if you get too nerdly, you can really get yourself into some strife, let's think of a better word.
And of course, there's a bonus point win, isn't there, if you get it in under 16 or 15.5, depending on what you hit off that last ball. So, Grace Scriven, the skipper, is back on, round the wicket to the right-handed New Zealand international in Maddie Green, who turns it, or pulls it, round the corner for 1.
And that nearly went past Amara Carr, and do you know why, James? Because no one shouted spin. No one shouted spin, and what did it do? Nearly spun past her.
Catherine Bryce on strike. Dragged down again. Bryce shaping to pull that, but it hits her in the midriff or the thigh. Scrivens with a skip and down the track. It's going to bounce a couple of times. It's not quite got there in the end.
Oh, it's a great bit of work from Maksud there.
Good piece of fielding from Abtahar Maksud.
Fantastic. Because you usually could have given up on that, to be honest. Look for all money, but put in the slide and a well backed up Bryce Fierce Man. I think sometimes that's what goes up notice. You chase it down in pairs. So by the time it takes Maksud to get up and throw it, they're running 3. So good work from the fielders at mid-on and mid-off.
Scrivens once again pulled forward by Catherine Bryce, takes another single. She squeezes out every run, doesn't she, whether it's a single, 2 or a 4 or a 6.
She's so proactive, she's so hard to bowl at. She's got all the shots, but she knows when to play them and when to put them away, and she can make that assessment of a pitch really quickly.
Green back on strike, pulls this one hard. Joe Gardner will do the fielding and cuts that one off at deep mid-wicket. It's all a bit too easy, this, for the Blaze.
Yeah, just dropping a bit short on a couple of occasions here is Grace Scrivens. But I guess that's the problem when you got your straights up, is you don't want to go too full, knowing that it's pretty much a free hit.
She's sent long on now. Smale has gone out and uses the crease and shuffles across to the offside to pull it to the leg side. Amarakar watches that well. As she parries it, it'll just be a single. So that's the end of the 12th.
She did well there,
90
Amarakar.
for 2. 90 for 3, I beg your pardon.
Sorry, James.
Sorry?
She did well there, Amarakar, because almost sometimes when you don't run at it and you let it bounce twice, you're giving the ball a chance to do something, but she managed to kind of smother any chance of it bouncing round her through her. There's a bit of a conference going on between Winfield Hill, Eva Gray and Grace Scriven, so I assume it's going to be Gray to bowl her third over. Currently 2 overs, number for 8.
I would give Amarakar the pads and gloves and say, you have a bowl, Lauren.
Would you? I think that's fair enough.
No, I wouldn't really.
I don't know what lots would bowl, actually.
I have no idea, and I worked with her for 5 years.
Off spin. Classic. Part-time off spin.
Little straight on skidders.
Yeah, fine.
Well, it is Eva Gray. She's none for 8 from her 2.
She's been the most economical of the bowlers. Quite considerably, actually. Just trying to get a field right. She's got a fine leg, square legs, just coming a couple off the ring. Oh no, she's coming into the ring. I don't think Cordelia Griffiths can quite understand what they're trying to tell her. No, go back out, Cordelia.
Or she can't hear
I think it's
the
both.
music.
She's just done shuttle sprints there, but they've got fine square. Deep third. So just the 3 out. Catherine Bryce, 43 off 44, facing Eva Gray's first delivery of her third over. It's straight. Oof. Almost tried to cut that away, Catherine Bryce, and thought better of it and just jabs her back down. A good line of length that from Eva Gray. Again, not much you can do with that. You're asking Bryce to take a bit of a risk there to swipe that over Cow corner. I think with the offside up, she'll just be waiting for a bit of room to carve it away, will Bryce. Gray runs in again. Bryce taps a bat. That is slapped away, but straight to the fielder. I think it's Kate Kopak there. Oh, that was interesting. It's quite quiet out there now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that lull.
Don't be afraid of the pause.
Gray in again. Bryce, that's come straight off the helmet. I don't think she had much idea about that one. It wasn't really that short, Catherine Bryce. And she tried to pull it.
Well, she crouched to pull it, and she's actually top-edged it onto her head, I think, which created a bit more pace on the ball. And then it's hit her on the noggin.
Oh, it's going to be a delay here because the physio is probably trying to tape together 2 of our girls that have gone off. So he's being recalled from the dressing room, and it's quite a long trundle actually from the dressing room. That's all right. Georgia Boyce is running out with a bottle of water tonight. That's going to fix everything.
Yeah. Umpire Simon Widdop just calling the medics out because it is a collision with the head.
It's the right protocol in place here. Be the question of what day it is, where are you, and what's the score.
Here he comes.
Tell you, he is. I hope he's got his Garmin on. He's quite an avid runner, is Matt. Be checking his step count at the end of this.
He's been a busy chap today, hasn't he?
He's got his Arsene Wenger coat on, which is just below knee length, with shorts, which I find always quite ironic. What day is it? Yep. Don't know because all the games come so quickly. Perfect. What time is it? Don't know, but we started at 3 o'clock, but it's the second innings.
Should we have a look at that other game while we've got a pause in play?
Please.
Birmingham Bears then. Oh, sorry, the Bears women.
Yeah, you gotta go. Don't do that.
172 for 9, as you informed us earlier on. Somerset women are 62 for 2 from 10.3. Bex Odgers 6. Amelie Monday 19. Fran Wilson at the crease 23 not out. Sophie Luff 13 not out. So
They need what, 110 off 10 overs?
Quite a bit off 10, less than 10, but 2 very experienced batters at the crease.
With those 2 at the crease, honestly, mad things happen.
Oh no, Luff's gone.
Oh dear.
Luff's just been caught on ball by Hannah Baker.
Oh, Hannah Baker. I enjoy watching Hannah Baker play cricket. Right, Catherine Bryce is fine. She's passed the concussion protocol, helmet's back on, and she's ready to face Eva Gray again. 3 balls left in this over. Slower ball. This time, just driven into the offside by Catherine Bryce. Dot ball. Yeah, it was a good delivery that from Eva Gray actually. It was kind of just carried through a little bit and caught Catherine Bryce a bit off guard as she was trying to pull it into the leg side. Right, deep covers have gone out, so the option is there for Catherine Bryce to cut this into the leg side now and get off strike. And she finds a thick outside edge down to third man. Alyssa McLeod's going to pick it up and throw it into Winfield Hill. Brings Maddie Green back on strike for this final ball of Gray's over. Blaze needing 14 to win. It's been pretty controlled all the way through, hasn't it? Pretty low risk. They've put away the bad ball. They've been given some poor balls, unfortunately, by Essex, but navigated some good ones along the way. They've batted with a nice tempo. I think something's happening behind the bowler's arm. Maddie Green's just going to stand for a minute, but she's ready to face the ball now. That's a straight delivery, just worked into the leg side. Had Eva Gray interested for a minute, but just off the bat. Some seagulls. Are they seagulls? Yeah, no? Don't know. A bird resembling a seagull. Sorry, my bird watching knowledge is poor.
I think seagulls are like a very specific form of gull. So I wouldn't want to upset any of the ornithologists
Is that
listening
what it's
and
called?
watching.
A what?
An ornithologist.
Ornithologist. Wow, you learn something every day. Every day's a school day, James. No, they've
Or
got-
in lay person's terms, a bird watcher,
Yeah,
or someone who
bird
studies
watcher,
birds.
Yeah. Oh, okay, well, there is some white birds that may or may not be seagulls, or some form of gull.
Yeah. Either way, every day is a learning day with James Carr and Lucy
So there are
Hyatt.
different types of gull.
You're asking the wrong person. That was the extent of
If
my...
it's called seagull, you would assume there would be different types of gull. Just saying. So there's a flock of them now. Look.
Are you sure it's a flock?
I don't.
Right, who's on?
I'm going to Google this.
Esme McGregor is going to have a go from the city end with Maddie White on strike. Banged in, pulled away, one bounce, and a misfield by Joe Gardner, so it'll be 4 runs, which is uncharacteristic for her because she's been a jet in the field so far today. But it's 4 runs to the Blaze, nevertheless.
It was hit hard. She's almost, I think, overrun it in the end. She sprinted round to her left, and it's kind of just burst through the hands in the end. I mean, Charlie put a fault wrong in the field as Joe Gardner, so that's unfortunate. But at this point in the game, Blaze requiring 9 to win. Cover's coming up, so just I can't actually see. 3 out, leg side.
Banged in again, not as short this time, but pulled away for the single. Right. Do you want to know a bit more about gulls?
I actually genuinely am quite interested.
The term seagull is commonly used to refer to gulls, but not a scientific term. There is no single species called a seagull. Gull is the family name. As Esme McGregor is in full and straight and turned around the corner by Catherine Bryce for a single.
I dread to think how many people are currently muting the TV.
Probably. Don't operate heavy machinery while listening to this. Let me finish what I was saying, though. Gull is a family name, and there are many different species of gulls, some of which can be found far from sea.
I reckon they are seagulls, then.
All right, okay.
Well, it's quite a long way from the sea, isn't it?
Esme McGregor in, right arm over the wicket and turned off the thigh pad of
Could be 2 there.
Maddie Green. It will be 2. Great running by the pair there.
I reckon someone here is going to know. Someone at this ground is going to know what species of bird that is. I'm going to find out.
David Attenborough was 100 this week, wasn't he?
What an absolute icon. Him and Mary Berry, honestly. Just legends. Mary Berry.
Well, I mean, yes, she's great. You know,
She is great.
just how you went from Attenborough to Mary Berry.
Yeah, well, the Bake Off followed by David Attenborough. It's a great evening.
Driven up the ground from Maddie Green for no run this time. You know, just watching this from a slightly neutral point of view, Esme McGregor, I think, is a really exciting prospect. Has swung the ball both ways, hasn't been afraid to bang it in as a variation as well. And just with a bit more clarity of a plan and some field setting, I think she could be a seriously good bowler. And she's in again. On the pads and, whipped into mid-wicket, but it's shelled, hit hard. It went straight in and out, and having talked up Esme McGregor, I nearly got her a wicket, but unfortunately it's put down by Amara Khan.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's probably not going to affect the outcome of the game, but it's a real shame for Esme McGregor that, because she really deserved the 3 wickets. I think she's bowled far better than her figures suggest. 3 overs, 2 for 28. It's sometimes tough as well when you're struggling as a bowling unit to contain. But like you said, she has got a couple of seeds up her sleeve, so yeah, I've enjoyed watching her bowl as well. And I think, she's taken now. Let me just look at my very scrawly handwriting, she's now taken 11 wickets in 4 matches, which is pretty good going, isn't it? Catherine Bryce, Smale. The battle continues. Down the wicket, straight down the wicket. That's going to be... that's 6. That's hit the rope on the full, and that is the end of the game. And I think that brings Catherine Bryce to her 50. Does it? Please tell me it does.
It does indeed, yeah.
Yes, Catherine Bryce.
51.
3 games for Catherine Bryce, 3 not outs, 3 50s, or 2 50s and a 44. An innings of supreme class, that from Catherine Bryce. Never easy chasing low totals with a bit in the wicket, but she's just asserted herself fantastically.
Yeah, all the pleasantries now, formalities, shaking of the hands. You can see on screen there, Blaze finished 106 for 3. Took just 14.1 overs, so a bonus point win for the Blaze. Marie Kelly got them off to a flyer with 12 off 8. Georgia Elwis departed first ball, actually nicked through to Lauren Winfield off the bowling of Kate Kopak, but Catherine Bryce, as ever, consistent. 51 from 51, 4 sixes and 1 6. Sarah Bryce, bit of a cameo really, bowled by McGregor for her 16, but looked good, hitting 2 glorious pull shots for 4. And then Maddie Green, that experience, walking out at 5-15, not out from 10, getting the Blaze over the line. Pick of the bowlers, Esme McGregor, 2 for 28, unfortunate to not be 3 for 28. Drop catch there near the end. Kate Kopak, the only other bowler to take a wicket, 1 for 20 from her 2 overs. Just a recap of that first innings, Essex stumbled really to 104. Really cluttered in some of their batting plans, but credit where credit's due. Blaze were really creative, coming round the wicket at times, cramping batters up, trying to create angles to swing the ball into the right-handed batters. A bit of an eventful power play actually, but Grace Ballinger bowled 1 ball and unfortunately hobbled off with a hamstring injury. Catherine Bryce 2 wickets for just the 11 runs from her 3.5 overs. Cassidy McCarthy 2 for 22, Kirsty Gordon 1 for 13, Maddie Green 1 for 14, and Josie Groves 1 for 14. The only ball I've missed out there is Georgia Elwis, who didn't take a wicket, none for 24. They really put the pressure on the Essex women, who could only amass 104 not out, and the only batters to get going really, Grace Scrivens 19, Maddie Penner 17, Jo Gardner 22, and Sophia Smale 16. They kind of whimpered to 104. Wasn't enough. Blaze have made pretty light work of that one, and the Blaze have won by 7 wickets. Thanks to Lucy Hyam for joining us as ever.
Thank you for having me.
And I've been James Carr, and we will see you again very soon for some more cricket on the Blaze channel.